Welcome to day 6 of ProBot Season 3 of 2020 here on ESChamp. Thank you all for being here. It is going to be an exciting day. This is the winner bracket semifinals, plus a little bit of lower bracket action as well. So we're going to have 2 more bot eliminations tonight and 2 bots getting knocked down from the upper bracket. It's going to be exciting. We've got Endersword here as always, and I know he's hyped. He's so hyped. He prepped just this awesome outfit for ProBot specifically.
Totally. Yeah, I guess. It makes sense.
It's a good look. I like
never. Yeah, exactly. Never mind that it's 90% of what I usually just wear anyway.
I don't think you've ever worn glasses on stream.
No, I don't think I have.
So debuting your new look here on ProBots.
Yeah, this is the new. I'm bringing back the Gunners in 2020. 2020 is the year of the Gunners. You know, it's the new 2010. So
from the past.
Yeah, exactly. But I am indeed quite hyped about tonight. We're going to see some big clashes.
Let's look at the bracket.
Yeah,
Get that up. Get it up right now. We want to see who's playing tonight. I am super excited. Before we start, though, I do have a couple things. We've got a new poll. You guys can vote for these bots that we're looking at right here until the end of the broadcast. Let us know who you think is going to be moving on, who's going to be getting eliminated, that kind of thing. Check it out. You can see it in the forum. All the links are in the description below. You can also get an awesome phone wallpaper if you check out our forum and you are a Patreon subscriber. So check that out as well. But yeah, let's talk about this bracket here. So here's our upper bracket. This is what we're going to be starting with tonight. It's Spiny versus BenBot, obviously. Last season's champ versus BenBotBC. What are your thoughts on this one?
I have the feeling that Spiny is going to be ready for it. I think it's pretty adaptable, has a pretty clear-cut plan. BenBot, we've seen not get aggressive. So even in cases where it has an advantage, isn't really a closer, seems to eventually close by sheer force of will or length of game or something. But I kind of feel that Spiny's going to be ready for the BC's end. I think that Zerg in general is probably the best at dealing with that. So my money's on Spiny there.
Yeah, 100% of voters in the poll agree with you. So 10 out of 10 voted for Spiny versus BenBot in the matchup. But I did see a little talk in the Discord. I think there is a chance, and so do a couple other people, that BenBot could win. Maybe even just take a game. So that we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But Strelok versus Ketroc will be our next match. And this one, the voting was a lot closer. 50% of the votes going both ways. And I think this is going to be a long game, to say the very least.
One would think so.
Far.
Yeah, exactly.
The track record.
I think Ketroc was mentioning in our post-bot show last week, I think, that Strelok in particular, and I've said this a number of times, it tends towards the proxy builds to start with, but it's actually better at the macro games. And so I think Ketroc may take a game that Strelok is trying to do some proxy shenanigans, and then once it goes to macro versus macro, I'm not really as certain about it. But Strelok's macro and micro on the large scale looks really good, but Ketroc's is also super clever. So
yeah, we saw the snipe last week out of him taking out micro machines. He's definitely got some uniqueness in his builds that he can implement.
Yeah,
and we'll see how that plays out. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And then can we take a look now at our lower bracket, because this is going to be equally as awesome. We have got 2 of these bots will be gone and thrown in the scrap pile. Who do you think it's going to be?
So the first one here, that is tough. ANIbot has such a wide variety of what it does, like that the Widowmine play that we saw in the first week of the lower bracket is still kind of amazing, that it was able to pull off something that complex, which is in some ways a bit of just a troll build, just memeing on them, but it works so well, and it's actually hard to see how many bots would deal with it. But on the other hand, JensiiibotT really is just good, and it's added some flavor to it. My original complaint on JensiiibotT was also that it was too passive, but it looks like it's making some mid-game pushes now and being a little more aggressive, and I think that will work. But I almost feel like the play will be dictated by what ANIbot does, and we'll see if JensiiibotT can beat it.
And I believe, yeah, there was one last update to, I would imagine, all of these bots, and we'll kind of get into that as we go through the games. But yeah, this will be it. No more updates throughout the rest of the tournament, all the way through to the end. So we'll see if these bots can carry themselves. That'll be exciting to see. And then, yeah, Fidolina versus ThreeWayLover at the very end. That one actually, just with all the talk that has been going and hyping up Fidolina all season, people think ThreeWayLover's going to take it. Not by a huge margin, but, 5-4. It's not bad.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be a great match. It's going to be an awesome night of games tonight. And yeah, hopefully you're all excited. If you all have not yet checked out our post-bot show, be sure you do so as well. If you are a Patreon member, you can come watch live, and you can also just check out the VOD that we release a few days later. We just get together, talk about the games, and make predictions, and might have some guest stars, some pro player guest stars coming up. We'll see what happens. I do know we do have some pros joining the scene and getting on the AI arena ladder. That is where all these bots come from. So that's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. So you got to diversify. That's it. Like, in Brood War, flashes switch to random. In StarCraft II, pros have to switch to robots.
Yeah. It's like instead of becoming a caster,
exactly.
Become a pro bot. Hey, it's a logical evolution.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's all our lineup for tonight, and yeah, 2 of the bots in the lower bracket are getting eliminated, and we'll know next week's games by the end of tonight as well. So that'll be good to see. Yeah, I believe that's it. Finals, we didn't talk about that. The finals is coming up in just 2 weeks on December 12th. So we've got this week, and then next week will be our final week of normal season games. And then the Saturday after that will be our grand finals. And we're going to have our humans versus bot show match, where we also might have a pro player joining us. So get hyped, everybody. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Indeed.
Hype. All right. I'm ready. Oh, yeah, a member shout out, because you guys are the best. Let's go ahead and do it. Go. Vladimir, thank you so much. And thank you, everybody else, for being here. And it is now time, I believe, to hop into our games. Make sure as well, again, you check out all the links in the description below. If you're a YouTube subscriber, you get an ad-free viewing experience if you check out the VOD later. Or, again, you can subscribe through Patreon as well to get all the perks and cool things like the wallpaper that we just released. And you can play versus bots, things like that. You can make your own bot and get on the AI arena ladder. We'll talk more about that later as well. But, oh, dang it. 30 seconds. I thought it was almost at 0. I was this close, Undersword.
We can talk about how good StarCraft is.
It's so good, especially in the hands of a bot.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was made for robots to take over what we're doing. And learning.
The inevitable evolution of humans. We're going to make the AI that harvests us for fuel and then just kind of does its own thing.
Yeah, it's the ultimate theory crafting. Yeah, exactly.
We all thought it was Skynet. It's ProBots. Let's go. Game 1 here on the winner's bracket. Day 6, whatever it is. Let's go.
Raspers, Spiny, Blossiers, BenBotBC.
You see now that's why everyone voted against him, because he doesn't have artwork.
Yeah, that'll get you. We told you all season to submit something.
Yeah.
And now it's just too late. No more updates. Actually, we would let you update that.
That'd be fun. That would be probably fine. How hard would it be to just send us a picture of LeVar Burton? Just photoshopped over a battle cruiser. It would be perfect.
That would be good.
Yeah, the next host of Jeopardy probably not, but maybe.
I wouldn't mind that.
It's all the talk up on the Twitter
Really?
and the
I haven't
internet.
seen
Yeah, people are trying to push it, but
Alright.
I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do.
It'd be interesting. Anyway, we're here on Golden Wall. What is going on here? We're on best of 3, Spiny versus BenBot, and Spiny again favored so far according to all our voters.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. BenBot has surprised. He is still in the upper bracket for a reason. _ He has given us some great play this season.
Oh,
And what are the other? I'm trying to get these updates here. There it is.
look at things. So we got the bunker trying to come down, but it's pulled all the drones off to deal with this. They're going after the bunker itself and not the SCV, but it's still going to work. And but I don't know. Maybe I'm conspiratorial. I don't think that bunker was for anything. I think it was for that,
What?
making like 12 workers run down and kill it. And
Oh, you just went for the pole. Well, didn't
yeah,
he have
at the
units
cost
running
of-
across though, or no? Did
I
he?
don't know if he was ever going to use it. Like he tends to make one at home, but
Huh.
I don't know that he really has used an offensive one, and he's only got like the one barracks. So,
Well, so he is. I actually just pulled up the updates. He's
Yeah.
working on a double bunker rush. It's a work in progress.
Yeah, well,
So we might have just
it
seen
looks
the
like
not
it.
so hot attempt because Spiny was able to deal with it so effectively,
Yeah.
and it just shut it down too quickly.
yeah. Either way, I think it was effective. Like again, you lose 25 minerals to do that. He definitely lost like 100 plus to pull that many workers for that long.
Yeah,
Probably
that's not
more.
bad.
Yeah. So yeah, I still don't. I ain't mad at it. It didn't cost anything.
Ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
All right, well, third base coming down for Spiny. He's just going to go heavy macro straight into the late game. BenBot is just going to be making those widow mines. So kind of taking a page from ANIbot's book there.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Interesting.
see- I like it. I want to see more of it.
I mean,
Widow mines are really
it definitely is the case. Like as much as BenBot likes to go up to BC, obviously against a Zerg player, you've got to defend yourself a bit just in case it, straight up floods you or tries to kill you to make it that far. So it makes sense to deviate a little and try and slow down or contain the Zerg.
Ooh, nice. BenBot's going to sense that Overlord and pick it off really easily.
Get him.
Nicely done. Get him. Supply block, Spiny. That's
Yeah.
actually kind of nice. Little scouting link will get denied by the Widow Mine, so it's not going to see a whole lot. Gets an
Yeah.
SCV there.
And he is supply blocked for a while too. He
Yeah,
didn't
that's a
even
good
have
one.
a Overlord on the way, so that is a little bit of an ouchie as the Roach Warren is about finished.
He's going to be able to crank out a bunch of roaches now, I believe, though. He doesn't have a ton of money, actually, saved up. So he will be able to start trickling out roaches, I should say. And hopefully, yeah, it should be enough because BenBot's just playing very defensive, just wants to get 2 bases up. And Spiny's going to be able to get 3 base saturation, I think, quite easily here. Maybe even a 4th base would be warranted here. Is BenBot trying to get a 3rd? What are you doing?
I don't know exactly what he keeps. That's like the 3rd or 4th SCV he sent out to
Yeah.
a base, but it doesn't look like he's actually trying to do anything with it.
Well,
So-
he's got a good setup to hold any pressure that would come across. It is just Roach Tech at the moment, some Speedlings on the way, but we are, I think, going to start getting soon into the Hydra phase. I saw there's some Viper updates as well. I'd love to see some Viper Hydra action.
That would be pretty cool, especially Viper Hydra on Battle
Oh,
Cruiser.
it's so good together.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. Even against Bio, you get a couple blinding clouds and the Bio just gets nullified, and either they run forward to their death or they just have to retreat to a distance where the Hydras will be safe. So
I mean,
I think it's a great combo.
I want to see some of that best ability in the game, the microbial shroud.
That would be awesome too. Yeah.
it would be.
People made fun of it for so long, but it's actually pretty good.
It's. I mean, if someone is doing a thing, like if someone's going,
Yeah, it's very situational, but
Yeah.
so is a lot of things in Star.
exactly, and going a lot of battle cruisers happens to be one of those things.
Yeah.
That the rate of fire would be cut down a lot by it. So it's good.
More Overlord sacrifices. Spiny just wants to know what's going on, but he's going about it. Oh, that one wises up, sees his brother there take the fall. Oh, but the SCVs might unleash the Marines here. Oh, they want him so bad.
You got to mind this.
Okay, they're gonna load up. Oh, no.
No,
I thought he was going to load up and maybe go do a drop or something.
just super confused.
Yeah, that's all right.
All right.
I like it so far. He's got the drilling claws, stim on the way. There's going to be a really nice synergy, I think, between the Widow Mines and the Marines. I think something like Hydra Viper is going to almost be necessary to stop it. We do see the Hydra Den about to finish up here. It's good positioning with some Widow Mines. You can throw Lings at that all day, potentially.
Indeed you can. I think he, like, obviously there's more to this build here now that he's got the Widow Mines, the tanks, a good number of Marines, medevacs. It slowed down the BCs, which I still expect are coming because we saw a fusion core. But on Spiny's side, he's really prepared for it. He's got spores, queens. He's got the infestation pit, has hydras available. So
yeah, I think hydras are the biggest. They're going to be the biggest helper in this. Hey, even in infestation pit, maybe he'll get some infestors. Who knows? We have seen some infestor play, I think, out of Spiny.
Indeed. See, and he's not skimping.
Not messing around.
Not skimping on this at all.
Yeah. I'm surprised that doesn't affect the mining as much. Look at that. They just right through it. No problem.
Nice little alleyways. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works great. Oh, I like this. Pooping some creep and then spreading some tumors there to get a little bit faster creep spread. I mean, hey, you got the APM for it as a bot. That's actually really kind of clever. You could really accelerate your creep spread as a pro player, I think, doing that.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you put your overlords at risk, I think, is the main.
Yeah, they're hanging out there.
You don't, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's a thought. It's working out in this.
Getting both the Spire and the Hive here.
Oh, don't do it!
We'll come in. We'll lose. Actually, not as many as I would have thought.
Yeah, that's a meat grinder right there for the Lings. There was a little bit, some improvements to the scouting and harassing targeting, so it seems like they're doing a pretty good job, not just going up and completely getting massacred, so it's all about that map control for Spiny right now, I think, but he can't really do anything about the lower half of the map, though, can he? I don't think he has access to it at all. The minerals are all still blocking you on his side and everything.
Yeah, he has not mined those out. It's kind of a neat choice for bots to do that, particularly since it's map specific. Someone else, your opponent may not bother with it and then not really know how to deal with it when you do it. This BC is potentially regretting its choice to jump.
Should have saved that jump. Ooh, no, it does get out of there just barely. I do hope it teleports home. I think, I remember seeing the logic. It'll go back in for a little attack, but once it's too low, it'll just teleport. But it might just teleport home since its health is so low. Yeah,
usually it tries to escape and it's not yet in the red because it seems to teleport right at that line of...
Oh, it's not. I thought it was super dead. Yeah, it's like 52 health.
Yeah.
So
it may not even go back. Not sure what it's going to do.
We'll see.
Because it can only take a shot or two, really, before he has to get out of there.
Yeah. I like the creep highway for Spiny. It is going to help out, especially since he is going to have a primarily ground-based army at the moment, but he's actually got a greater Spire coming down. Are we going to see BlueBots? Or no, that's just for the Vipers, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he could eventually go into that, but yeah, I would imagine it's for the Vipers for now. And we'll see.
Hey, look at all those infestors.
Sad. There you go, Microbial Shroud.
This is a battle cruiser killing army. He's got crap ton of queens to tank the hits. He's got all the infestors for the Microbial Shroud. He's going to have a bunch of Hydras, hopefully, and then the Vipers to finish it off. Oh, he's even getting Neuroparasite.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I want to see Neuroparasite just grab all the BCs. He could actually, because there's so many spores, he could take the BCs, warp them into his own spores and kill them.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That would work really well. I do want to point out, I think it's interesting to note, BenBot is actually up 20 supply currently. Mm-hmm. So while we're admiring and ogling Spiny's, tech and all the army stuff, BenBot still has a bunch of battlecruisers, bunch of Marines. I'm assuming he's a little bit lacking on the upgrades. He's only got the armor upgrade for his... is that for mech or for air? Or is that both? I play Protoss. I can't ever remember these Terran upgrades.
Yeah, that one is the air, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
There's some game modes, I play arcade a bunch, some game modes where it just sums it up into one you can get. I think Direct Strike does that, where it's just armor for your air and your
Yeah,
ground.
well, because it used to be. I forget how long ago now. But they used to be merged, right? But I don't remember when they split them.
We're
But,
too old for this Ender Sword.
Yeah, there's stuff that I still feel is recent, but was like Heart of the Swarm. Like, I still feel like Heart of the Swarm was like 3 or 4 years ago, and it was like 8 years ago.
Oh, I'm watching the StarCraft bot archives, and I see my remembrance of 2011 feels like a span of 5 years. Like, I'm watching these things where I'm like, I could have sworn that just happened like 4 or 5 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just a map from 2011 still. I'm like, God.
Yeah. There were so many. I think it said there were so many things, and we just watched everything. So it just feels, this time's gonna die. Yeah.
Nice. Gets away.
Yeah, that is. I mean, he was allowed to get away apparently.
Almost. Got to hunt down to the bitter end there. Spiny did pull off prematurely, so yeah, maybe that battlecruiser is able to teleport home and repair, and that's really where a lot of BenBot's strength comes from, is just keeping his units alive and really getting a lot of value out of his stuff. I don't think he's lost a whole lot so far. Can we take a look at the lost tab? Oh yeah, look at that. 1 Widow Mine and seven SCVs, and he's killed a decent amount of stuff. You know, mostly Zerglings, skirmishing, Overlords, just because they're everywhere. But either way, BenBot is playing a phenomenal game right now. Let's see if he can hold just this deadly push coming across as he eats some fungals before the Broodlords even get here. That's not good.
There's the Neural.
Oh, we need some heals. There's no medivacs here, is there?
Yeah, Yamato's itself.
Oh, I love the Neural.
Yeah. I love the waste of the Yamato on like a Hellion.
So good.
There you go.
Yeah, that's really good for Spiny. Having those infestors is so clutch. And the Brood, how often do you see a Broodlord run by?
Yeah, I know, right?
On a net.
Only,
yeah, you're
only
right.
on
You can't do anything about the bottom base. Wrong.
Only with the air. The queens are also trying to do a run by on the bunker up front. And yeah, this is just everywhere.
Oh my goodness, what a push. Yeah, Queens out creep. This will eventually get cleaned up. They're just not going to be able to DPS the bunkers down, I think. But the Corruptors are starting to take out the battlecruisers. We definitely need some repairs soon. Actually, the battlecruiser stands mostly strong against those Corruptors there. Okay, these Queens are all going to die here.
It's amazing how much the Queens have tanked, though. They have absorbed like thousands of damage while these Lings were still alive.
Clutch Vikings coming in, though. There's actually no Corruptors left. BenBot's going to hold this off. Spiny is supply blocked. BenBot still has more supply. And all in all, that attack ends up kind of failing. It looked like a nice attack, and he killed a bunch of army, but it didn't really break through anything.
Yeah, it did just kind of go to too many places. If he had focused that all on the front door, then it definitely would have taken all this down. But in the end, he didn't really accomplish very much.
Man, this unit synergy is actually quite good out of BenBot. The Marines are doing a good job at just being the cannon fodder, essentially, and helping the battlecruisers get out. And yeah, this is just really nice out of BenBot. Fighting the last season's champ like he is ready for that title. He wants to take him down.
Now, I hope that BenBot has put in more aggression. So it's obviously diversified a lot of what it's doing here, which I like. But if it doesn't then take over, then it may still all be for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so far, unfortunately, not pressing this advantage.
Yeah, he's a little passive. Here he's going to start clearing some creep. Not bad. The upgrades are a little bit still in Spiny's favor. With even more on the way, so that definitely could come into play here in a big fight. But BenBot's maxed out, and he's just going to start pushing across the southern side of the map with his gigantic air force. I don't think are there even any Corruptors out?
I'm not sure.
Maybe a couple? Or did he just give up on the air strategy?
It almost looks like he has. We're getting Hydras.
There's a couple, but yeah, they're just going to die right away.
There's a Broodlord that is still left, and is kiting back, apparently.
Oh, the Masked Queens, will it be enough? A little run by doesn't really do anything. The Banelings will be able to clean up the ground force, but BenBot is just going to hold this guy. Where'd the Vikings just kind of abandoned? I guess there wasn't a whole lot for them to kill.
Yeah, they bailed. They bailed. I'm
It
a
could
little,
have landed, I guess, but there was banelings there, so you don't want to lose all your Vikings and lose your air advantage. Oh, but he is going to do it. As I say, he's like, well, you want me to land? I'll show you. And he actually
Right.
absorbs the banelings and doesn't lose a single Viking there. Maybe one.
it's a way to go. It's a way to go.
BenBot is just...
I'm mildly concerned at this part. So the Ravagers, it doesn't appear that BenBot is pulling away from the vials.
Oh, is he just eating them? Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot. Well, so he is just kind of getting neural, and the Vikings were trying to lift in the middle of vials, and yeah, this is actually starting to turn in Spiny's favor. BenBot's still maxed out, though, there. Where's his army at, is what I want to know. I guess there's two. There's a Thor. It's all just kind of trickling in.
Yeah, it's Viking stores, these VCs that have been stolen.
Okay, it's enough to hold, though.
Yeah.
This is insane.
Yeah, it does
So
have double the army supply. And BenBot seems to have enough stuff to be taking control of the fight, but then not pushing it. Because it's so dependent on the infestors stealing an army that once he loses kind of the squishier stuff, he can't really continue.
Do these Widow Mines have Spiny locked onto 4 bases?
It does seem so, yeah. It doesn't look like he's got the ability to clean them out.
Oh no! I thought we saw that last week or the week before. Another bot just was not able to recognize there's a mine there blocking it, so it just kept this exact scenario. Just kept sending a worker, just kept dying. Oh
Indeed.
man, BenBot looking good. I am starting to believe in BenBot right now. Look at this bank; it's incredibly large for BenBot. Spiny's struggling to get another base. Just through a war of attrition, BenBot can win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got to be more efficient at this point. He is continuing to tech up in terms of the upgrades, which is catching up to where Spiny is, who is ahead of him in terms of attack and so on. But BenBot will continue to progress on that, so the gap there will get smaller. And he's really not getting the BCs ever cleaned out. Even when they get stolen and the Yamato cannon is shooting, it doesn't actually kill them, and then nothing is there to finish them. So he's not really having to replace anything. Like, look at his bank, and
We haven't seen that many Hydras, have we?
not many. Yeah,
Now that I think about it, I was so excited for that response and answer, just the Viper Hydra combo. I still think that would do really, really well against us. Was that a lurker I just saw finish though?
yeah, you did. And I was just going to say, I like that Spiny's approach is actually to try different things.
Yeah,
Like,
it's switching
it's
it up,
not
but
just rebuilding. Yeah, eventually it might be. If BenBot just doesn't really go and try and end the game, then maybe Spiny will eventually get something that works.
Traitor mine, but it doesn't actually kill the Viking. Stays alive. The battle cruisers are just going to keep kind of trying to push across the middle. This is actually really nice if you could just clear out all these banelings for free here, which it looks like that's what's going to happen. One Ravager, but that should go down pretty quickly once the battle cruisers turn on it. But yeah, you're right. They do not dodge those vials at all. They just heat it up. Nom, nom, nom. Nice bungle. Oh my god. Is BenBot too clumped? Nah, I don't think there's enough here. They're going to run away. BenBot's so good at running away and repairing. Oh, did he finally lose a battle cruiser?
I think he lost one, but the rest of them are getting away
Nope,
here.
he didn't.
No, he
Get
didn't.
away.
No.
I could have sworn it was on 0 health there.
Yeah. It's just too tanky.
Yeah.
Too
Too
tanky.
quick on the draw. Okay, here he goes. They're just going to push the issue once more. There are infestors, but they're getting revealed by the turret, so they're just going to kind of take some fire here. Not doing it. Throw a fungal or something. Come on.
Got the Raven there helping clear the rest of them out.
Okay, Viper Queen. I guess that's the next best thing to Viper Hydra, right?
Okay. Yeah, basically.
Hey, it's
Viper-
good if you can yoink the Thors and kill him, but I don't think you can kill him.
No, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And
Yeah, so this is-
I don't think the Queens are going home this time.
Nah, they're all dead.
They're
And yeah, it's a
okay.
mild annoyance, but it's really not doing a whole lot in the end. BenBot's still maxed out. He's just bleeding Spiny dry. Spiny still cannot figure out how to get a base. Has not even attempted to get one from the bottom. I think it's long distance mining from the bottom, one of those bottom mineral patches, but I'm not sure. Wow.
Yep.
Where's a widow mine when you need it? How many is that?
That's enough.
It's like all of them. 91 workers on the map. Yeah, I think that's all of them.
Yeah, there's no income at the moment.
BenBot's done it. Look at the bank. Look at the army. Look at the supply.
There you go. Yeah, he's added enough here that he is. Yeah, I think he made the deviations that we needed him to, which is not just going straight to the BC, but having some support with it. And this mixture of units and the defense up front just made this so that Spiny just could never really push in or accomplish anything.
Yeah, well, and if you can't get past 4 base, then you can't just keep flooding in units like Spiny is so good at. And BenBot's going to take it. Game number 1 on Golden Wall is going to go to the one that nobody voted for. Shame on all of you.
No, right?
I voted for Spiny too.
I technically didn't vote, so.
Ooh, you could still go vote. The poll is still open. If you want to be like a big brain genius and say you voted for BenBot all along,
go back.
Do that. But I'll know you're lying because nobody voted for him. Yeah, this is looking good for BenBot in this series here. Spiny has so much, so many things and so many, tech trees and just all the stuff in the world, and just couldn't make it happen. It was Neuraling those battle cruisers and getting good fungals and.
Yeah, I don't know if he was like trying to be too cute with that.
Or can we watch the workers die in slow motion and play really sad music while it's like some Sarah McLachlan while it happens?
Let's see if they
production make it happen.
Are they even gonna run?
Will they even run? Or will they just die sad
to this
accepting their fate?
To this one Marine, yeah. I'll get some help there.
Cue the Arms of an Angel song as we get a little zoom in here.
It's down to that last geyser.
Rip drones. Oh, he spares the drones. No, he's gonna kill him execution line, firing squad style here. Just leaves the little hit. This is brutal. The massacre. Have you no humanity, BenBot?
Master Anakin, what are we gonna do? Yeah. All right. Well, good victory. So, is Spiny going to adjust to this, or I don't know. I feel like Spiny tried to get a little too countery and cute against the BCs. That was like, well, I'm going to neural them, and then I'm going to drop vials on them and whatever, which is all individually kind of okay, but there wasn't enough things that kill things.
Yeah,
with that army, like
no finishing move.
Yeah, there just had to be like that, but then 20 Hydras or something. So there was nothing like that was the staying force of that army, and I think that petered out basically.
Yes. All right. Well, we're gonna get game 2 loaded up here, and we're gonna see if BenBot can take out last season's champion here and move on in the upper bracket. And man, I wouldn't be surprised. This has been the season of upsets. We've had Micro Machine knocked out, Tier knocked out, just some of our top odds. Obviously, there's been this is our first season of heavy sniping, I would say, and there's definitely been a little controversy both ways for that. So we're listening to your guys' input, and we're playing this each season. It evolves and hopefully gets a little bit better. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna definitely have even better seasons to come. Even better all the time.
With more controversy.
Even more controversy.
And more drugs.
Exactly.
There you go.
And all the things that bots like.
Yeah.
What are we going to show? Go ahead and show it.
Something about a bracket?
Yeah, sure.
Was that what it was? Was it a bracket?
I don't know. The voting. Okay, yes. Okay, so same amount of voters here. Yeah. You're all wrong. BenBot is kicking ass.
This is weirder than last week. So last week we had a bunch of people voted the 4 times and some have voted once. This time everyone voted 4 times, but one guy voted 3 times. He just left off the one last one.
Let's see. He was he could have voted for. He was going to vote for BenBot.
I
But wasn't sure.
pick. Yeah, I just didn't want to pick. But yeah, there
no,
you go.
because he voted for Spiny. So
Yeah, and this makes it even worse. When you were talking earlier, I thought you meant like 10 out of 10 people picked Spiny over BenBot, but this is like they had 4 possible votes and still no one.
well, yeah, but you only choose one from each matchup, though.
Is it by matchup?
Well, I mean, you could
Well, I mean,
you could vote for
theoretically, yeah,
Fang
you could.
and Spiny, but
You
it would,
I mean, you
I
did.
did that last week because I didn't read the rules.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're supposed to vote for 1 per match of 2 there.
All
yes.
Fair enough.
All right, we got
Fair.
that squared away now. Yeah, definitely go check that out, vote if you haven't yet. It's just for fun. Hopefully, you guys are having a good time with that. Game 2 is just about ready. If I talk slow enough, then it'll start right on time. Ladies and gentlemen, game 2 here, and our first best of 3 in season 3, day 6 of 2020. Let's go.
Raspers. Spiny. Blossiers. BenBotBC.
This is also the season of Java bots. We could name this season 3, Revenge of the Java or something.
Yeah. Probably.
That could work.
Yeah.
Because we've got Ketroc, we've got BenBot, we've got, I think, isn't there one more?
Yes. But I forget who now. But yeah. I think Ketroc was just
BenBot.
talking.
Fidolina is Java also.
Yeah.
Madness.
Go for
Yeah,
it.
no portrait is OP now. We were wrong. We were saying submit one this whole time. He knew.
Mhm.
It was a ploy.
No, what's up? If you don't have a portrait, they can't read you, despite the fact that you wrote your strategy in your bot's name.
It's like a mask.
Exactly. Perfect poker face is no face at all.
It's a horrifying mental image.
Yeah.
Bunker's coming down. Here we go. He's going to try the bunker rush yet again. Again, this is an experimental build. Let's see. Nope, it's not going to work because Spiny says no.
That one worked a little better because he blocked himself. But yeah,
I like how they both just leave too. The SCV's like, all right, my bad.
like screw this.
I'll just walk out of here. And they're like, all right, don't try it again. And he doesn't. He does not come back.
That is true, which is actually a really good mechanic. Very often when things try things, they try things too
Keep
often.
trying.
Yeah. It's it becomes an issue. This is the first bunker positioning here, a little out there. I would prefer it back to my right about 6 feet. Yeah, right there.
That's more like 100 feet if you're doing kind of the weird StarCraft scale thing.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like that'd be like 100 feet.
Yeah, how far is a SCV across? Like there's a dude in there. So,
yeah, exactly. So
I mean-
you kind of have to take it on a scale of the smallest dude
But then also there was another dude who's
and like the
bigger
DC,
than
you
the
know.
dude in the thing. Yeah, let's say that's 8 feet tall.
SCVs, they're big. They're like 14 feet tall, I think.
The Marine though, how tall is that Marine? Look at this guy.
Marines are like 8 feet. They're pretty big.
Wow.
Yeah, because those suits are pretty bulky.
All
They're
right,
7
apparently
feet.
Terran is full of friggin' NBA players.
Yeah, no, it's big. With a big, you know.
Did you know that of people in the world that are 7 feet tall, 17% of those people have been in the NBA?
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good profession to be in if you're tall.
It is, but like to the point that they go seek you out, that like literally 1 in 5 of you make it. No.
Interesting.
Yes, exactly. It is a little like the Jedi. They take well, I mean, and for someone like Yao Ming, it was very much like the Jedi. You're tall, come live here. The government is about to make you do something for the rest of your life.
Oh boy.
The Ling there taking out the SCV. It kind of did this last time. It took a while for BenBot to get that third base because of the Lings out on patrol. Ooh, psychedelic. You guys can't see that, but we can.
I can't see anything. There we go. The acid trip is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is looking like a nice shaped up game again. If Spiny can just stop those Widow Mines from denying his economy, if he could like catch them before they can burrow, or even just move there. He had Overseers. He just didn't do anything about it to move there. This map, I think, is a little bit more favorable for that because the attack path is a little more, I don't know, in line with the basics or something.
They could see that. They could see that. And Atticus says it's only tall Americans. I want to look it up. I thought it was actually globally, but I'm not sure. I'll double check. It's not like there's many 7 feet tall people even in the whole world.
Oh, here we go. So if you just Google SCV StarCraft II size, they're just over 12 feet.
12
Booyah.
feet. Bam. That is very tall.
Oh, I said like 12 to 14, right?
Yeah.
Just over 12 feet, constructed of Neo steel with a plas sealer. So yeah, they're pretty big.
Yes, they are quite. And this means the Widow Mines are pretty big as well. Everything to scale.
Marines are 2.13 meters. Our British friends know instantly what that means, but
that's pretty tall. It's really just everyone that's not American knows what that means.
Yeah, it's like 7 feet.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 to 8. That's what I said. Man, I know my size comparisons in StarCraft 2.
I do love those charts that are like the to scale.
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
They're pretty badass. Yeah. Got the Overlord taken out here.
Another supply block.
Yeah. That was okay. I like this. This is a good adaptation to what was going on the first time with the Swarm Host. And if the Swarm Host here just kind of evades the front line and dunks on the main with some locusty goodness, then that's certainly a clever way around this. I kind of said last game, like, if Spiny just keeps doing stuff, then eventually it's going to hit a unit that works. And I think this might be a unit that works. Now, if it's going to do the right thing with it, because it just launched these locusts for quite literally
it's just
no reason.
Get closer.
Yeah.
He'll slowly inch his way forward here.
This is like the rangefinder. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the expeditionary force to absorb Widow Mines. And if you're going to lose anything to Widow Mines, it might as well be free units.
It works.
So, I agree. I think this is a good idea. This queen, though, I don't think this is a good idea out of this queen.
That'll be all right.
I don't know what she's doing. Will she, though? It was a trap! No, didn't work. All right, well, Spiny's doing a lot better. I think there's a Widow Mine already in his 4th base location down on the bottom there. He will be able to get the 4th up near his main, but... Yeah.
His economy overall is actually really slow here. He's only at 33 drones. That's surprising.
Yeah.
Huh. Surprising for 7 minutes into the game. And the Locust, like the Swarm Host is good. I actually like this as an approach, but they have to kind of group up and do something. Because 2 Locusts at a time is not gonna be great. This guy just watches. He's just in shock watching his friend die.
Oof. Well, he knows it's there or something, but just can't. It's the armory's down, so can't see him. Yeah, the Locust really not doing a whole lot. They are kind of keeping BenBot busy and kind of at the edge of creep, which is nice. But we got to see those Widow Mines cleared out of Spiny, and obviously some more eco. You know, he's still on 3 bases against BenBot, who's just skyrocketing ahead. SCVs, he's got more army. I don't know. Here come the battle crews.
And this time, less of the. I was kind of thinking, did a lot of the drones go into a bunch of the spore crawlers, but he's got way less of them than he did the first time. Still enough to hold that off, but.
I wonder if that's a consequence of his economy being so low.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the workers to make spores or the income.
Yeah. I just kind of can't figure out why he doesn't. Like, I don't know what was quite holding him back from that, but he's not. See, I think that might be what happens, Ketroc.
What?
He's like, what if BenBot wins after we've literally hyped up every bot except BenBot?
He's the underdog. He's the hidden, he just comes in from the shadows and cleans everybody out, and the underdog. No, not the underdog. There's a word for it. You just didn't expect it. He's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I think. Like this bot does remind me of.
Everyone's been so focused on Fidolina and Micro's gonna.
I know.
Everyone, BenBot's just sitting in the corner like, hey, don't pay attention to me.
Exactly, just sitting
Don't
there.
mind BenBot.
playing that Katy Perry song the whole time. Yeah, he goes back and repairs. I think he kind of this is a lot of new abilities by BenBot. So basically, it's kind of almost was playing rope-a-dope on the level that it would still win, but it wasn't showing everything it could do. And now it's suddenly added on 3 more units and strategies to what it does, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, but it's kind of also following the same path. We've got the Infestors, the Neuroparasite coming down, Banelings as well. We saw a bunch of those last game. And then I imagine that Spire will be for the Greater Spire to then get into Vipers and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, mostly a difference of opening, which, where's the 4th base, Spiny? Come on.
And I want to see these do something.
There it is. Yeah, I know, right? They've just kind of sat here in the middle. And
yeah. If they got over that, I think that actually is a perfect response, but they're not doing what they need to do.
Ooh, nice Yamatos. He's going to be able to start picking away at these queens here. Obviously, one of those Yamatos will take it out just outright. And, man, this creep spread is insane out of Spiny. This is, again, a lot easier of a map to just kind of get full map control because you don't have that weird separation of north versus south like you do in Golden Wall. Oh, but these battle cruisers, they're just going to, again, get so much value. The Widow Mines are getting juicy shots. And if we were to look at that Lost Resources tab, I'm willing to bet BenBot's going to be heavily favored once again. Yeah, by a lot. Mostly Zerglings, but still a pretty good amount.
Exactly.
Koala, is that an Australian thing? Koala chewing on the lines?
Yeah, that does happen.
Is that a problem you guys have in Australia?
Yeah, it's their own fault for constantly using eucalyptus cables.
Yeah, right. Those tasty electric eucalyptus cables.
Exactly. Happens. So the swarm hosts are getting closer to an area where they might become useful at some point. They're toying with the idea of becoming useful.
Oh, there's a couple here. Look at that. Yeah, and only one of them can drop the locust. Doesn't do anything.
Yeah, forget what I said. They've abandoned the idea of being useful. There's still more of them somewhere.
Yeah, they're harassing. They're getting little pokes and stuff. They're keeping the Marines busy. And again, there are no medevacs, so any damage to the Marines.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. One medevac with no energy.
Yeah,
it's forcing.
Yeah, it's forcing stems left and right when the locusts engage, so that is true.
Yeah, and it's just, again, for units, so...
Oh
my god! I had no idea those were there until it was about to happen, and that was everything.
Nice.
I haven't had a surprise Baneling hit like that.
Yeah, all season we wanted to see that.
That's it. We're done today. That was the peak. We peaked, guys.
The Spiny here now who has the idle workers, bitch. But either way, Spiny's still down. His economy's not as bad as it was, but it is kind of weird here. He was able to get creep everywhere, and that stopped BenBot's economy this time instead of the other way around. So we got 4 bases to only 3. BenBot would like to be on a lot more, but is not. So, but he's still so efficient in what he's doing, he might not need it.
I didn't notice till just now, though. Spiny did clear out those Widow Mines.
Yeah.
And that was the crutch, I think, last game. So, man, because I remember seeing couple weeks ago, somebody said we were getting all hyped about the burrowed banelings. They were just zerglings the whole time. I thought they were banelings. So to actually have them just appear like that was incredible.
There were banelings in the previous game, and then he just burrowed zerglings that other game.
Kept tricking us.
Yeah. So these BCs, a whole bunch of them grouped together, were overwhelming for the queens here. They're retreating, but I think they're retreating a little prematurely. I think they could have taken that.
Like, around a little bit.
Yeah. But he's clearing down the middle here.
Yeah, he's going to be able to clear it out. Man, there's some pretty good spots for battlecruisers on these maps this season.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice little hiding spots here. Oh, this wounded Marine force has just been doing so much. They're going to continue pushing forward, trying to clear creep. They are getting very deep onto creep right now. They could use some battlecruiser support. Oh, finally. 6 swarm hosts. This would be an ideal time for 6 swarm hosts. Oh, no. I guess not everything can work out timing-wise.
Yeah. I think they are. Yeah, they are out of sync, too. It would be nice to get them synced up so that you had a bunch at once.
Oh,
but
he's going to get it. Come back.
This will be good. Yeah,
he got a few Marines.
Got a couple here. Yeah.
I like it. Nothing's going to stop these battlecruisers, though, right? Yeah. BenBot's 197 to 77. You know, the map looks so heavily in Spiny's favor because of all the creep, but there's just nothing out for Spiny right now. I think BenBot's done it, Endersword.
Yeah, I do think so as well here. There's only 30 armory supply. Basically, those swarm hosts are it. No, he's got a mining force, but it doesn't really matter. BenBot restrained.
The swarm hosts,
yeah.
They get a little something.
Oh.
A little something.
If only they could kill VCs, right. then we'd be set. But unfortunately, here we are.
Here we are. It is looking like Spiny's going to get knocked down here.
Yeah, I think, again, when I first saw the swarm hosts come out, I was kind of thinking that's the answer. But they had to be aggressive, and they weren't. They just kind of tried to hold the middle. I think they needed to know to kind of like go backdoor the main and see if they could get damage done that way. But as long as they're just coming down the middle and also not even... It's probably hard to do that coding-wise, but like get them in a synced-up cadence so that they're all firing. Mm-hmm. If you had a lot, like if you had like 20, you might want them out of sync to have a constant wave. But if you've got like 6, they need to be synced to do anything.
Yeah, and they've got to be actually within range of something.
You know, that too.
That helps a little bit. Too. More battlecruisers warping in, and yeah, this is all but over here. Spiny is going to get knocked down into the lower bracket, and we will find out who Spiny will be going up against once we do our lower bracket after the break. So everybody make sure you stay tuned for that. Mm-hmm. Nicely done, BenBot. Very impressive stuff. Taking out last season's champ.
And BenBot did end up expanding here too as the creep receded. Spiny was keeping that down, but now has kind of has lost control.
Yeah, somebody pointed out too, he got a Raven last game, but this game, no Raven. 20 swarm hosts would be so good with no Raven anywhere.
That is
I guess
true.
you could scan or something, but still.
Yeah, you could. It would be annoying. They could just retreat constantly out of it.
You know, despite all of that, I do have to give Spiny the play of the series here with that Baneling landmine. That was
very good. It was all worth.
Very good.
It was all worth.
Absolutely. That was super well executed. So good job there, but BenBot will be moving on in the upper bracket. Spiny's going to have one more chance in the lower bracket. We'll see how that goes while we get our next best of 3 loaded up. We've got 5 minutes to kill, Undersword. What are we going to talk about?
My goodness, that's a long time.
We've got things that we can talk about.
That is true. We do basically have things. And I think the biggest thing to be talking about would be probably the next matchup. So we've got 2 really good Terran bots this time, and they're cool, designed by cool people. And Strelok is the one that I'm curious to see what adjustments he's made, and if it's kind of going to go with this. We always see like a proxy barracks opening out of Strelok, but then then he's really good at the macro game on the other side of it, to the point that I wish he'd just start with the macro game. It's it's kind of pulling its punch a little bit and starting off slow. But if it does lose that, it seems to default to a macro game. So we'll see. But then Ketroc, obviously really creative and good in how it deals with long-term games. So I don't know. What do you think is going to happen there?
Well, I think there's going to be some nice banter here. This is my favorite update out of Strelok, is more chat messages.
Oh, that is good.
And Ketroc always has a nice little retort or comeback, so should be a nice bantery game.
Yeah, I for one hope that Strelok shouts its own name a lot.
Strelok, like the Pokemon bot.
Yeah, exactly.
I already forgot.
Sprouch.
Sprouch. Good old Sprouch.
Yeah.
No, this is going to be a great best of 3 here. Yeah, Ketroc has obviously been making great improvements. This is only his 2nd season, and Strelok has been, what is this, 3? Season 3 first? Or
I think is it his 3rd or 2nd? Yeah, probably 3rd.
Something like that.
Probably.
Either way, both are definitely getting some nice experience here. So it's going to be fun to see this one. Do check out, before we dive into the series, everybody, if you haven't checked out your Patreon member or subscriber, however that works, check out our forum or the Patreon page. You can get a free downloadable background for your phone. It's our ProBots artwork for season 3 here. I think it's our best artwork to date. It's really cool stuff.
Exactly, it's great.
I've already got it. I've got a Marauder as my background.
Yeah, it's a great background, and it secretly installs TikTok on your phone.
Shh, don't tell.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Ignore that part.
The ProBots listening device as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You don't need to worry about those things. But yeah, check that out. Check out our YouTube emotes and all that jazz as well. What do we got? I think we're ready. No.
Of course we're not ready.
Of course we're not ready. No, we are trying to fix that lag issue for you all. We did have a little bit of stuttering in that last best of 3, so we're looking at it right now, refreshing some stuff. Hopefully this next one will be nice and smooth and easy to watch. And I think it'll be good. I'm very excited about this one. Can we take a look at the poll again? Has anybody else voted? I forget who. Let's see. I think this one was really close. I think it was like 50-50.
I think that's what you had said.
50-40. 50-41.
All right. Well, that doesn't check out.
We had 2 more voters, so it screwed up the math.
Yeah. Makes sense. 50-41 in favor of who? Ketroc?
Ketroc, yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't know. I voted for Strelok. I think Strelok's going to surprise us today. I'm feeling it, especially after that last series.
Maybe, especially
I'm feeling
since
the upsets.
especially since Ketroc kind of comes with some built-in fans.
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of says, I don't know, man. We'll see, but it's definitely going to be cool. I think in my mind, the longer the game goes, the more Ketroc. Well, it's actually
I think it's more
both ways.
No?
I think if it's a short game, then I think Ketroc won. If it's a medium game, then I think Strelok won. And if it's a super long game, I think Ketroc won. And I say that because if Strelok does the proxy, screws up and loses, it could lose fast. But that's about it.
That's a pretty good assessment. I think that's pretty safe to take that thing. Yeah, Ketroc fanboys in the chat.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. Yeah, check out the AI Arena stream as well if you guys haven't. They do a weekly stream on Tuesdays where they talk about some of the bots and the ladder, and you can check out the ladder and get your bot on the ladder as well. If you are a new bot author, I saw Scarlet has got a bot already on the ladder kicking some booty with that, what is it, the 4-gate build I think she's doing? Yeah, so it's simple. You just go. We've got a cool template down below. You can get a start, and hopefully we'll see some more new bots on the ladder. New bots are doing awesome this season, so I'm peaking.
What are we
Someone's
peaking
peaking. Something's peaking. Anyway, I'm
peaking.
peaking with excitement because game number 2, series number 2 is ready almost in just a second. Here on ProBots ESChamp's ProBots, day 6, our upper bracket, and we're going to be diving into that any second now. It's going to be great, and it's just get ready for it. It's coming right now.
It's good.
Ready?
I'm
ready.
A second. So I'm ready personally.
Okay, we're ready. Let's go.
All right, we're just going to improvise slowly with stuttered sentences. We're going to pretend like we're in.
Oh, I thought he said he was ready. Is he not?
He just keeps saying a second.
Oh,
there we go.
should just replace
Armageddon's Strelok. Ketroc's Ketroc.
Now, Ketroc has told us in chat here in game that it is using the standard strategy. Unfortunately, for Ketroc, standard strategy is 87 Ravens and a planetary fortress float.
Yeah, Ketroc brought his cheering section today.
He did. Ketroc, yeah, you got to watch out for that. They're as bad as K-pop fans. You can't cross them. Don't say anything bad.
Right, and everybody here is a Ketroc fan.
On Twitter, of course, we all are.
Yes.
It is. I don't think it's written by the real It's written by a Strelok fan.
It's they actually broke into Strelok's house and downloaded a copy of his brain.
Yeah.
And then re-implemented that into a StarCraft AI.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much Strelok.
Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. Pet pop. So we got these scout out here. So Strelok has not gone for the proxy build, which I'm happy about. So it looks like he's going to scout around for his own stuff, but he's going to be playing, I guess, a macro game here, and is getting a Reaper out. And Ketroc, as it said, is going for standard strategy, whatever it turns out that is.
Oh, so Ketroc's repeating it. It's not even named after him.
Yeah, I think we did mention that before. It's not really. It's that his name stands for something like Hunter or...
Oh, yeah. It's Hunter in like Hungarian or something.
Yeah, it's just language. Yeah.
Anyway, there were some updates to both these bots. We could talk about that a little bit while this develops, because it's going to be a pretty slow start here. Both bots kind of focusing on the macro, it looks like. I would imagine Strelok's going to get another base here soon. But, here's our...
I hope everyone can see that again. Okay,
did last time, or was that...
Yeah, they did. They did last time, so the error is no vodka. Apparently.
It's usually just us that sees the... Oh, boy.
Yeah, magic.
Enjoy the acid trip, everybody. Anyway, Strelok has updates. He has fixed some retreat pathfinding. He's a little less greedy, so if he's got less army than his opponent, he won't be greedy and try to expand too much, which is good. It could go either way, I guess, because sometimes you got to do some weird greedy things to get back. But added tanks. TVT tanks can be king.
They're a good unit. They're a staple of the race, they say. And the Reaper here doesn't quite know how to get in, but there is Cyclones on the way with the upgrade. Yeah, no, it cannot. It could go around, but it's not.
Oh, he could. Yeah, he could jump up. The Reaper, come on.
Yeah. It could go up that way, or it could go up the other way.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. But either way, he's just keeping an eye on things until the Cyclones come out. Ketroc is going for that planetary fortress conversion at the natural, which I think are. I think is kind of the new Terran meta, is just it screws with bots so much to have a planetary that you should just make planetaries. Like there's not a lot of downside to it. Like it's definitely going to be worth more than the orbitals are in the long run if they attack it. And we got the double Reaper here again, just kind of keeping an eye on things till Cyclones can come.
Yeah, Cyclones are going to be the king, I think, in this. There was some improvements to Ketroc's Cyclone.
And I'm assuming this is intentional too, but he's got the wall off in his main, which kind of encompasses the Reaper Cliff. And I would figure that it's clearly on purpose.
Completely?
Yeah, it's clearly on purpose because of this. So, Ketroc has looked for the places it could get up, put a depot there, a bunker there, and then back in the main, he's got a line of buildings.
I thought it took a barracks to block. Like, I thought it was 3 squares to block that. I guess not.
Might be easier on bots that get confused. I don't know. Yeah.
Don't know.
You would think, like, it doesn't look like...
Because it doesn't line up with the square. Yeah, you would think there just to the left, you would need one more hex of stuff.
There he goes. Maybe he sniped him quite specifically. That's just taunting at that point.
A lot of BM tonight out of these bots.
Yeah. So these Cyclones lining up at home, got the Raven there to escort them and cloak on its way. But Ketroc's response to that, of course, is 3 starports at the same time.
Oh yeah. Well, what would your response be?
4.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Probably not that. Probably not that. I mean,
honestly, it's probably good the Reapers can't get in because they would just die to the planetary, right?
Yeah, they would definitely die there. They would at least kind of maybe get a scout of what's going on. I don't know how much they respond to it. Did he salvage the bunker?
Which one? The Lord? Oh
Yeah.
my goodness! He did. He's done with it. The push is getting ready. He's needed the extra 75 minerals.
And it allowed the Reapers to go. How much did we decide that is? Like 60 feet closer?
Yeah.
Something like that.
They're just zoning. Well, and now they can actually keep SCVs from free to take off. So this is actually kind of nice.
Yeah. Salvage that bunker. Immediately lose like 4 SCVs.
They're not pursuing. They really wanna. They really wanna just get in and scout the main. It looks like. Oh, there we go. He's gonna get that one too.
That one was a really big, like, anticipatory grenade. I think it threw it before it could see the SCV was coming down the ramp.
Oh man, I'm just waiting for something to follow him down to that exposed third, and Ketroc might lose it. But as it is, the Cyclones are going to be able to lock on to the planetary. The repair does go down, but this is just wasting minerals for Ketroc here. And that lock on is so powerful.
It really is against this sort of thing. Just kind of
repairing, and it's still
still enough to take it out. And the Banshee just kind of raining over top of it. He wants to make a turret there, but I'm wondering if he's being distracted by the fact that he has to repair.
Box with 40 liters of vodka position. He's in it for the vodka. Yeah, that is what makes robots run.
Oh, nice little shutdown there on the Banshee.
Oh my god, it breaks through the natural. That's the only planetary kind of defending things. Strelok doesn't really care so much about that, but the Banshee for Ketroc is causing a little bit of havoc here, but its cloak will run out eventually. And as it stands, Strelok just has a much bigger army. He's got the third base now, so if he can just clean up this Banshee and not lose too many workers, yeah, he could lose 10 workers and still be ahead, so.
Yeah, is easily the case here, and eventually he will have to face Cyclones and stuff coming out that will be able to deal with them. But it's going to be a while yet. There's a Raven that came. Yeah. But he doesn't currently have anything back there that really shoots up. There, the Cyclones did come back. And if they get the lock on, that is cleaned.
I think Strelok has done it. Worker supply down to 13 for Ketroc. Army supply down to 10. And like you said, nothing to shoot up except for that bunker, which Banshee can't be seen anyway. So, oh, actually now it can as it flies into that turret. That's not so hot, but yeah, it's all right. The Cyclones are going to be able to take out this planetary now once they whittle through the workers. And yeah, Ketroc's just in a world of hurt. Right? That was cute.
Yeah.
Disables it for a minute.
Why are the bots chatting? Jack Armstrong asks.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, the Java API for this game actually has a command where if you cut and paste in the First Amendment in like a comment, then it gains the ability to have free speech, and it will just ad lib comments during the game.
It's true. 100% fact.
Yeah.
You can fact check that.
Totally.
Yeah, he's at Ketroc's, I think, just dead.
Yes.
Do it here. 0 workers, 7 army supply, a whole bunch of Cyclones knocking on the base. The last bunker, the last bastion of defense will fall here as the Marines scatter and run for their lives. They get mowed down by the Cloak Banshees, and I think not as big of an upset here as taking out Spiny, I don't think, but still, I think Ketroc was a very favored bot in this matchup for quite some time. But Strelok looking so good with the Cyclone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, again, we're starting to see Strelok's full power be unlocked as it's kind of dropping some of the things that aren't as successful, like the proxies, and just going into the straight, like, complicated builds and macro that it can do. And I think it's just better.
There is a Viking out, and I'm surprised that I guess it's just out of the Cyclone vision. They don't go to that back ledge. They just stop here right at the
So BM.
base. So I don't think he's ever going to find it. But Ketroc also will not have any APM or anything going on. So by default, he loses.
This Thor will find it.
Nice.
Nice
Job, Thor.
I love that. Did he make one Thor to kill a floating building? Like
no, it had to have been out before.
Yeah, I mean, it had to have been out.
There
that was the only one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was just the only one. Yeah. Anyway, nicely done. That is going to be a good start for Strelok in this best of 3. And kind of, I think your prediction kind of came true. That did seem like a very kind of mid-game scenario. You know, he was able to bust through that natural before Ketroc could really get a bunch of defenses. We see Ketroc usually get liberators and tanks and just all these really defensive things that can hold off for so long. But the Cyclones busted through.
Yeah, exactly. We saw that move to the 3 starports I pointed out, and we didn't really get to the point that those had kicked in. So there you go. I think it opened the door a little bit, obviously, that he salvaged his bunker right in front. Not that would have stopped this, but it did accelerate it, I think, a little bit. He lost some extra SUVs from doing that, and then it let everything get closer quicker. But still not, I don't think game deciding, but yeah. But cool. So is there a response to this? Is Ketroc going to change up what it does? It said that was standard strategy. What is non-standard strategy going to be?
Yeah, I do believe it has the history. It kind of remembers what it just did, so it'll select a new strategy if it doesn't work out. So yeah, we should see something totally different. Maybe a proxy. We did see the bunker last week. You know, Ketroc can definitely do a nice early contain. That could work out. It worked well against Micro Machine. I don't see why it couldn't work against Strelok. We'll see.
I think it makes sense. Yeah. Well.
Wow, I thought it was about to be 0, but it's 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, we got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to talk.
Plenty of time to talk about this stuff. You see,
Just what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Strelok obviously showing just more abilities each time we see it, and the real question is, since this was the last week for updates, we've already now seen just in these 2 games new things out of both of the winners so far. Not that Strelok's won the whole series yet, but is up. But we've seen massive changes in what the strategies actually are. And if it's kind of at this point that if you were getting along by sniping or doing very specific things, you've now got a series of changes that's potentially going to knock that out. Plus, you don't know what opponents that you're going to counter or what opponents you're going to face in the upper and lower brackets here. So it makes it a lot harder. Like eventually you've got to get more of a generalist bot, and I kind of feel like these are like Strelok's there looks like that would be pretty good and functional against all races. And BenBotBC, I think I had mentioned that I thought Zerg would be the weakest for like the BC rushing, and I still kind of think that's true, but it broke through that reasonably easy as well.
I think the lack of Hydras did play a part in that. Obviously, he had the Vipers, he had a lot of Queens to tank, but he just didn't have the DPS to be able to finish off anything, unfortunately.
Exactly. And again, no microbial shroud.
Disappoint. Hopefully next season we'll see it, or even next week, because he is just down in that lower bracket. But
that's true.
Oh, but no more updates. So unless it's programmed into his bot already, we will not see microbial shroud this season.
It would be the first thing I put in.
First thing. Anyway, let's see what happens here. Game number 2, Strelok versus Ketroc, and we'll see what happens.
Armageddon's Strelok.
Turns out if you don't submit an image, you do better.
Ketroc's Ketroc.
Still some hype for Ketroc in the chat. I would love to see an ace match out of these two. So let's see if Ketroc's new and improved strategy in game number 2 can turn things around. He is doing a nice little bit of looking around here. I always appreciate that.
Yeah, it's always fun to look around.
Funky's coming. Make sure nothing funky is coming your way. Check for those proxies. You know.
Yeah.
Smart. Oh, check for the proxies because you want a proxy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So let's see if he can get this one. He is.
He's looking.
Looking around, but
not hard enough though.
Can he check through that smoke?
Nope. Always check through the smoke. That is a nice little spot.
It is a great little spot. It's like
you do have to go through it to.
Yeah, it's a spot that does technically hide, but it reminds me of like playing hide and go seek with like a 5-year-old, and they hide behind like a chair, and you can just see them the whole time. Like, like this is
where they are.
Yeah, a building behind a puff of smoke the size of the building, and it works.
Surely nothing's behind that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, is that a what is that? Oh, it's a
bunker.
Wait. Oh, that is bunker. I thought it was a supply depot for a second.
All right, he does find this. Let's see how he responds to that. All right, these 3 SCVs just getting ready.
Yeah, he's just doing full-on bunker contain.
Well, this is
command center cannot float down.
Yeah, is this the exact positioning that he did against Micro Machine?
It looks like it. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly.
Yeah, it's the same idea, at least if it's not exactly the same.
Well.
Oh, the Reaper here is actually hesitant to go towards the unfinished bunker.
That was one thing Micro Machine did really well. Its first Reaper avoided this most of the time and did get across the map to scout, to maybe do a little harass. That's what brought us to that ace match in that series, was that Reaper sneaking across and slowing down Barracks production. But Strelok's Reapers, we've seen, get a little bit kind of walled off.
Yeah.
You know, they just see the obstacle. And I mean, heck, there's another bunker up north, so there's nowhere for the Reaper to go. This is a Reaper contain.
It definitely
hardcore.
Yeah, and Strelok there panicking and throwing out all the sci-fi references in the world.
Oh, I mean, I was not watching closely. What did he say? Pull that up.
He's Darth Armagh executing Order 66, then throws in a kill all humans for good measure. It works.
It works. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, so far the contain is working well. There is a factory coming down behind it for Ketroc, as well as the engineering bay, I would imagine, for the turrets. But it's just going to be Cyclones again out of Strelok, and that could bust through this bunker pretty quickly.
Yeah, definitely could break through once he gets going, but it's definitely halted the economy a fair bit here. Ketroc will have a step up on that. Okay, adding in the missile turrets behind, but that's not going to do much for the Cyclone itself. Is he going to wait for more, though? That seems hesitant. There we go. Oh, this is interesting. So his...
Oh, they got out.
Yeah, they just kind of ran by it. That works. But the Cyclone there, so it came down and locked on, but its kite back position is up the ramp. The moment it took like a 2-foot step back, it lost the lock. And I don't know why exactly. But yeah, like, so yeah, let's see if it does it again.
Man, those Reapers love to not finish off SCVs.
Yeah.
They're just menacingly shooting them.
Right, there comes the wall on. Oh, I like this.
With the
so is he baiting? Is this like a pathing exploit? That it's the Reapers are trying to get in, but they can't get in if it's walled off. But the moment they're out of vision...
Oh, there's no wall fully at the ramp, though. He just goes up in the natural. Yeah, so if he just goes around.
See,
it does a good job. It's keeping one busy, so,
yeah.
I mean, hey, it's doing an okay job.
Well, I think he keeps lowering it so that they think the path is available again, and then they don't know it's not available till they go check. But I think off camera, like the pathing, makes it think it's there.
The Cyclones with a brilliant move. It unfortunately is a little bit too blocked, but they went to dive onto the tank so it didn't get damaged, and that way they could still keep shooting without taking the siege tank shots. At least that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, it did look like it, but then they backed up.
Well, there was just too much of a choke with the bunker there, so they couldn't get on top of the tank to avoid the fire fully.
Yeah, and the bunker will be rebuilt by Ketroc, and I think that's a great idea.
And these siege tanks are going to hold strong here. Strelok is just hard locked on one base. Ketroc happily trying to get his natural. Not happily, he's got a Reaper poking at his gas here. But
yeah, and he'll eventually have to deal with this. The one Reaper that got free. Not really much army. Like, despite everything we see there, like 2 tanks, bunker, whatever, there's only 11 army supply for Ketroc. He's going up to like the starport and everything past this. Strelok is getting cloak and everything. There's just, despite the success of this, and I think it is a really good success, he's not really planning anything behind it, or at least it's slow to get there. So he's going to get there in time.
So I think it's a good success for now, but I foresee it backfiring in just about a minute here, when Strelok has all of a sudden banked up a big army at home because he's too afraid to push against the bunker and the tanks.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's got 10 Cyclones and he can just mow through this defense and then push across and crush Ketroc. If Ketroc doesn't get enough of a force out. But he does have Cloak Banshees on the way. Obviously they can do really well against the Cyclones if there's no scans available, things like that. And he's got the 2 bases technically, but you know, he's still even on workers.
Yeah, exactly. He's got 2 bases, but not 2 bases worth of mining. Yeah.
This is not helping. This is really, really slowing Ketroc down, I think.
Yeah.
This one Reaper. And this is what we saw at a Micro Machine.
Yeah,
2 weeks
exactly.
ago.
Yeah, exactly. You get the one thing loose, and it doesn't know what to do with it. But the Banshee here will hopefully clear it out. Will
Still
not
19 kills on that Reaper.
Oh, I was going to say, had the Banshee killed that? It didn't. The Planetary did.
Yeah, the Planetary. Wake up, Viking pilots. All right, so Ketroc is wise to some shenanigans. Strelok has Banshees of his own that are making their way across the map currently. And the high-sec auto-tracking also about to finish, so the turrets for Strelok should be able to keep the Banshees and stuff from Ketroc at bay for now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't even see him coming across. Where are the Banshees for Ketroc? Now it's coming. No, that's a Viking.
That's a Viking, yeah. I don't think he's moved out yet. He's getting the rotor first.
Ooh, sneaky Banshee's gonna come straight for the mineral line. There is a turret finally getting started here. It's funny, he saw and had the code to react to, oh, you got Cloak Banshees?
Yeah.
But then didn't build turrets until it's like already in his mineral line there. So a little bit of a delayed response.
Right,
He's going to cost message.
Well complete.
But he will get the Banshee, yeah.
All right, and the sort of energy here as well, so should get finished off.
What do you get? I didn't see how many kills though. He got like 5-6 kills, right?
Sounds about right. Yeah, I think at least 6. And
24 in total here.
Oh yeah, plus the original 16, and then 2 SCVs.
This is what I'm talking about. Look at this big army starting to ball up here. Yeah. The defenses for Ketroc haven't really gotten bigger here.
This is an interesting thing. If what's happening is what I think is happening, now it's too far for this to be true, but I was going to say, is there any chance that the Cyclones want to run towards the bunker, the Marines want to run away from it, and they're not letting each other through?
It does kind of look like
that's what it looks like, but I don't know if that's really what's actually happening here.
Little Cyclone Marine orgy going on. We'll see. Hopefully that can bust through here. I think once that gets unleashed, Strelok is going to be able to put on some hurt. He's got double the army supply right now. He slowed down Ketroc really hard, but Ketroc has rebuilt his economy. He's got more SCVs finally, 2 bases mining, where Strelok is still stuck on the 1. So it is, I think, going to come down to just one big push out of Strelok. It's just, when will he push? That's the question.
And will he, or is he just going to stay?
Will he push?
Yeah, is he just going to stay here till he mines out, which is coming up? I mean, he's got a big bank for sure. He doesn't have a big bank of gas, but that's fine.
A bunch of Marines.
Yeah, he can do that. He's only got. Does he only have the 1 barracks?
Yeah, it's not going to provide a lot of Marine reinforcements, but yeah, if he had like a couple barracks, you know, once you get that big push, if you just continue flooding Marines, you know, maybe you can get the win here. But he's given Ketroc a bit of time to catch back up in army supply. Slowly but surely, Ketroc will crawl back into this.
Exactly. I also think the moment he tries to come down the ramp, in the first shot, 20 of that army supply is gone.
Got it. Get it. One more.
Yeah.
Oh, almost got another
Vikings
Viking.
doing good. But yeah, with the 2 tanks here, behind the bunker, when he starts to come down that ramp, I think he's going to lose a lot of these Marines up front.
Yeah, Cyclones are going to crush through everything else so quickly, though. I
Yeah,
don't
they'll
think
break through.
Marines are expendable. Endersword, everybody knows that.
That's true. It is true, but it's not nice to say it.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Just don't say it to the Marines.
Exactly.
Oh, the Vikings for Ketroc barely getting away. The air superiority is in Strelok's favor, but he doesn't have that one last shot, which would be able to. Is it that one Viking on the ground there? Has it been landed this whole time?
It's been down there for a while. Yeah, I think it's been down there for a while.
That's the one shot. That was the one shot that could have killed 2 Vikings.
Yeah, because it's been toying with the idea of attacking that bunker, and it hasn't really done it.
Oh, all right. Ketroc's actually going to find himself a kill there in the Viking Wars. That army supply getting closer and closer. It was half for Ketroc. Now it's 3/4. So it is building up. And again, Ketroc is the one with more mining bases here. Strelok about to mine out, I would imagine, from his main here. It's got to be close.
Yeah, I think down to the last 2 patches.
So will he just never push out? Oh, I thought that was it.
There's one Marine.
Hey Billy, go see if the way's clear. They'll watch him blow up. Nope, not clear. We're gonna stay up here a little while longer. Maybe they'll just leave. No, that's not true. Here we go. Ketroc coming back in. He's had some repairs, so he's gonna be able to take a little skirmish here, and does pick off a Viking. Oh, gets another one of Strelok. So Ketroc is starting to grapple control of everything in this game now. And if Strelok doesn't push out, he can't do it. He can't win.
Yeah, there's a tiny window here, and I think we're past it anyway.
Yeah.
Now that the air superiority has gone this way, I think this is it. There come the tanks putting work in at the bottom of this ramp.
And air control does look like it's gone to Ketroc. The army supply is in his favor for the first time in the game, I think. And by the looks of this, I think Ketroc should be able to bust through. He might have to go home and repair a couple more times here, as his Vikings are getting pretty bruised. But he does have the Banshees overhead. The Cyclones aren't doing it. There's not even a Raven out for Strelok, I don't think. There is for Ketroc, but... Oh, no, there is. Okay, there's one, but it's way up north, so the Banshees are really spread out, giving it some hassle here. There we go. Now he's going to be able to get some lock-ons on those Banshees, but they just scoot away to this, again, this somewhat minimal defense, but it is held this whole time because Strelok's just been too timid to bust through it. He could have one Marine in that bunker, and it did its job, you know?
Yeah. Indeed.
Indeed. Game 3 looks ever more real indeed. Indeed.
Totally does. And what adjustments will be made here? Like, Strelok's play here was quite odd, to say the least, and the fact that he really let himself get contained just on one base and was never able to orchestrate the breakout.
Yeah, and he's got 3 SCVs. He's not even going to be able to repair anything. So every little bit of damage he starts to take is just going to be one tick closer to game 3 here. And he is starting to move down. Some Marines taking some big shots from the tanks here. But slowly but surely, Ketroc will whittle this through. And we've got another hyped ace match. We've had an ace match just about every single week this season.
Yeah, I think so.
That is awesome. And yeah, next week we might even have some extended series.
We may.
We'll see how that plays out today. See how today plays out.
Everyone loves those. I heard.
Yeah, I've heard both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it for Strelok here. Ketroc just needs to seal the deal, which I'm sure. Are we? I can't even tell if we're fast forwarding because I'm lagging so much.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I'm going to stop watching or I'm going to have a seizure. I'm just going to assume the conclusion.
Yes. This is all but decided. Ketroc has, 50 overs left. But so game 3, I guess. What are we going to see something different out of Strelok, or is it just going to kind of be the same build? And I guess will Ketroc do the same thing since it worked? Is that kind of, or will he go back to his original build here?
Yeah, and it was obviously effective. And weirdly effective in that Strelok's first Reapers actually looked like they were scared of the building bunker.
Oh, just completely.
Yeah, and I think that is odd, I guess, to say the least. The shape of the map, whatever our next map is, also makes a big difference. We saw. All right, you've not been finishing them.
He knows there's only one thing left, and there it is. GG.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah,
game.
the shape of the map's going to make a difference. If nothing gets out, if he does the same thing and nothing gets out at all, then that's just totally easy. If however you can't contain them in the same way, for instance, if you've got a flat, I don't know, a farther away surface so that things can get down the ramp without being in the bunker range, then that's a different game. Then he probably breaks that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and we are looking into the lag there. I guess you guys were seeing that too. Sorry about that. We'll get that hopefully fixed up. Just having some crappy Canadian internet or something today.
Yeah, I don't even know where we're streaming from. Is it Australia? Is it Canada?
Is it Australia? I don't know.
Because Laddie's back now. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Somewhere obscure.
Yeah.
All right. So game 3, our hyped ace match here. Who do you think's gonna seal the deal?
Now I don't know. I still kind of think Strelok, and the reason I'm saying that is because even with that hard contain and everything, Ketroc was for most of that game still behind an army supply by like a lot, and it looks like what it's doing or what it's planning to do, it's not like getting to in a quick order. So I think it's just really vulnerable for a long period of time, and it doesn't seem to defend itself a lot. So like that single Reaper that got in almost ended the game, and we saw that against Micro Machine as well, that when one got in, Ketroc was at a disadvantage. And I don't know, it's really, Ketroc is 100% reliant on its strategy working 100%. If there's a leak in it, then it looks like it's potentially a very deadly leak. And so I don't know.
Yeah, one Reaper did almost upset a lot. Had 19 SCV kills. Was really wreaking havoc. That Banshee popping out saved the day for sure.
Yeah, and even the second time when Strelok's Banshee got there, that killed another like 6-7 workers. If that had stopped the turret or something, then that's also potentially game over. So
yeah.
It's
got its weaknesses, but it's also got its strengths. Did a good job at just keeping him contained, and
that's it. It's kind of like the
starved him out.
It's that boxer sort of thing of like everyone's got a plan until they get punched, and I feel like Ketroc's got a plan, and as long as that plan is going perfectly, the Ketroc plans are brilliant. But if there's a small gap in it, it's like there's not really a plan B. It just kind of, if it survives, it kind of survives despite itself, more than anything. But the plan is good enough that it can still carry it through some of the time.
Hey, no spoilers.
All right, well, there you go.
Come on. No.
All right, well then.
So we are going to see something new then.
Yeah,
all right, so see a different third strategy perhaps. Ooh.
Yeah, there we
go. I
go.
mean, that's good. Again, these were the final updates for these bots for the rest of the season. So it's smart to have a few different things under your belt for sure, because you don't know who you're gonna go up against. There's still a Zerg in the tournament. There's still a Protoss, right? There's still there's a Protoss, right?
Yes.
Yeah, ThreeWayLover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, we've only got. Holy crap, we got a lot of Terrans left.
We do. They're good. They're a good race. They're a good versatile race.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. We've had seasons where it was like very Zerg heavy, and we've had definitely seasons where it was all Tempests, not even just Protoss, like just Tempests, and
its own race.
Yeah, and now we've got like the Terran season, and you've got to think like a lot of these bots like are very, I'm pretty sure very inspired by Micro Machine successes over the past like 8 seasons. Like that's always been the one to kind of like aspire to, and I think a lot of these Terran bots are starting to kind of catch up to that standard that they set. So
yeah. Well, let's hop in our last TVT of this series. Game 3 is ready. Let's dive into it right now. Ketroc versus... Oh, let's go.
Armageddon's Strelok. Ketroc's Ketroc.
So next intro, unmute the stream at the same time you're listening to our stream, and you'll get assaulted by the drums is like machine gun fire. It's just like
Uh-oh.
it's really intense.
Okay.
Oh, well, what is going on?
Well, Ketroc was not kidding that it was not doing a contain this time. It
Is
is.
this like, didn't Naniwa do this once where he just pulled all his workers and
Are they?
Is that
Yeah.
what happened?
Are they supposed to be perfectly stacked? It looks like there was an attempt to stack them.
Oh, he doesn't block the barracks, but there is. Yeah, I think he was going for that stat where it's that one.
Yeah, the
looks like
swarm
one-
idea. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna restack and fight. Oh, he's gonna
what are you
fight
doing? Oh, I
on
like
the
it.
mineral line, so it's
Oh,
one
I love
versus
it.
one. It's the Spartan hold.
I love
Will
it.
Ketroc be able to do it?
I love it. This is gonna work. It's gonna work so well.
Will it though? I think there's more than one SCV for Strelok fighting.
No,
At a,
it's the fact that they're spreading out their fire, and then Ketroc is
oh,
target
you're
firing.
right.
Ketroc is target firing one at a time, and they
Boom,
can't.
boom, boom.
Yeah.
Straight to the moon. The barracks is almost done, but there's no minerals to make a marine. If only he had saved 50 minerals. I did not see this coming for game 3, and that is it. It is decided. Ketroc, well, actually,
It's really good.
Strelok could lift
He can lift.
and go for a draw, maybe.
Yeah, I'm assuming that Ketroc can send something home if that happens.
Just lift the SCVs.
Yeah,
and
just follow the CC with one SCV.
I
And
don't
go
know.
home.
Will they go back home and mine? If okay, well he's mining gas.
We'll
so
find out.
that's
Yeah.
Not helpful.
Yeah,
at all.
if he was mining minerals still, then he could. One, he would be attacked anyway, but
Yeah.
I think they care less because.
Wait, are the SCVs attacking themselves?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's our guy.
Okay, he's making.
What's he doing though? Oh, it's because they're okay. I kept wondering. I kept thinking no one's mining because they're not seeing minerals. The moment he gets the minerals, he repairs the SCVs.
Oh, that's what's going on.
That's what's
Okay.
happening. Yeah. So.
Oh, he's repairing. I thought he was attacked because I heard one die and I was like, well, I thought there were no more for Strelok right there, but. Wowza. Well, now you can't even return your minerals. The last SCVs die. And what? What the hell is happening? Strelok looks like he got a virus, and that's probably why he lost.
Yeah.
Yep. Poor Strelok needs to work on that malware security there.
Yeah.
Maybe get a firewall or something. But nicely done, Ketroc, with just the cheesiest. We haven't seen that since what was it? 2 seasons ago. Tier was doing that, or last season even. Just
Yeah.
the worker
I mean,
rushes and then the recall and then. I love a good worker rush.
I mean, they're great.
They're great.
They're great. Yeah. I mean, there's no reason, especially when you have a clever thing, I guess, then you might as well do it. And that was a clever approach to it, is stacking up and target firing, knowing that your opponent couldn't really do that, which is pretty cool. But
Could have been a risky way to approach game 3.
exactly.
I think.
Somewhere across the world, though, I hear a Eastern European yelling bullshit. but I think it's clever.
Hey, it was SCV versus SCV. He could have done the same thing. All right.
He could have.
Fair
And
matchup.
you would actually think of anything, while to a human player that would be absolutely incomprehensible. To a bot, they should also be able to target fire down the SCVs. So it shouldn't be unbeatable if someone had thought of it.
You would
But-
think.
Yeah, but there you go. Cool.
Well, that was a poll prediction coming true for some people.
Yeah.
Had some votes for that. That is open till the end of the stream. You can go vote for our last couple matches if you want, for fun. We've got 2 more best of 3s coming up. We are going to do a quick break here in just a moment. But before we do that, go check out this poll. You can get through it through our forum as well. And if you are a Patreon member, you can get a free background through the forum as well from our ProBots Season 3 here. Yeah. They did last season.
Came in at the end.
Last vote.
Yeah, you told them to vote for him after he already won.
Yeah.
So why not? It makes sense.
Anyway, we are after our break, diving into our lower bracket. If we could take a quick look at that before we go on break. This will decide next week's matchups, because obviously we've already got our top bracket Ketroc moving on, as well as BenBot. So that means Spiny and Strelok will be going up against 2 of these bots that we're about to watch here. We'll see who moves on. ANIbot versus Jensiiibot, one of those 2 will move on to face Strelok, and then Fidolina versus ThreeWayLover to finish things off tonight, and winner of that will go up against Spiny. Still some great matches tonight.
Indeed they are.
Is this our upper bracket now? Yes. So next week we will have this as well, BenBot versus Ketroc. And again, next week is our final week of games in our normal season, and then our Season 3 finals will be on December 12th. So make sure you bookmark it. It'll be in the middle of the day, so all you EU guys can come watch. It'll be a reasonable hour for you, I believe, noonish or something Eastern. We'll have all the details again on the forum and in our Discord. You can ask questions, all that. So let's do a break here. While we're gone, don't go anywhere. Just stay where you are, because we're going to only be gone for a few minutes, and then we're going to have 2 more best of 3s coming up here on ProBots in Season 3. And that's all I got. Anything from you, Endersword?
No, just wait there. We'll be back.
Perfect. We'll be back. See you in just a few minutes.
Do or do not.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the second half of our show here. Day 6 of Season 3 on ESChamp. And it's been a great day of games so far. We've got 2 more best of 3s coming up. And this is where we see 2 eliminations. We're going to toss 2 more bots in the scrap pile. Who do you think it's going to be, Endersword?
This one's tough. Because you're gonna pick Jensiiibot, I'm gonna say ANIbot. I want to see ANIbot do something clever and just smother Jensi with something cool.
Okay, that would definitely be fun. And then in our last matchup, it'll be Fidolina versus ThreeWayLover. It was actually ThreeWayLover favored earlier, but it has evened out. 41% votes for each of those.
Yeah,
vote if you haven't. Why not?
Definitely.
Do we have
It's,
that?
it's cool.
Good.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, that'll definitely be a tough one too. I think here it's again, if Jensiiibot kind of gets rolling and doesn't fall, he either doesn't fall to some sort of early attack or doesn't completely lose initiative on the map, then I think it's going to be okay. But Jensiiibot, once it gets the army that it wants, it controls it well and it will just steamroll you. But if ANIbot, does something like 50 widow mines on the map, or like takes 6 bases, or does some sort of early cheese, I think it might have the advantage. But I just have legitimately no idea what ANIbot's going to do.
I don't think we do most of the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, just a couple improvements for ANIbot, just some build order improvements and some strategies chosen for ProBots. So some specific things for tonight, for the next couple nights, should this bot continue on. It's going to be a great matchup. A lot of updates for Jensiiibot. We'll talk about those kind of as we get into the game. Some TVT updates, even a TVP and a TVZ update in there. So yeah, just kind of getting ready for everything. You still don't know what you're going to encounter should you make it on in this lower bracket here. But this is it. This is their lives on the line here.
Yeah, it is. We are in that lower bracket side, so it's the last chance for everyone. And I think if Jensiiibot goes on, that might be our first extended series. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not even going to bother looking at that until next week.
I'm a look
for sure.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, we might have next week. We might have some of that extended
no,
series
never mind.
action coming into play. But we're ready. Let's go ahead and find out what's going to happen here in our next best of 3 here on season 3 of ProBots, our day 6. And let's see which bot gets eliminated.
Sabe losses. ANIbot.
It's a hell of a strategy.
JensiiBot.
Instead of telling you what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to do.
it's the process of elimination.
There you go.
Yeah. That's it. That's definitely the way that I would do it. Strategy chosen. No planetary fortress rush.
Yeah, shout out to Elad in the chat there for creating the map analyzer. A lot of Python bots are still left. We've got 5 left. Both of these bots are Python.
Yes.
So,
Indeed.
yeah, no, it's a great way to start. If you're a new bot maker and want to get started, Python's going to probably be your easiest option. There's just a lot of support available for it, just the frameworks available and all that. If you do Java, you're going to kind of have to learn on your own a little bit. There are some guys that are doing Java, actually. It's making the resurgence. Yeah, the Java overlords are making their way in. But yeah, would love to see some more bot makers. So check out all the bot templates below and get your bots on the AI ladder.
Indeed. Do
Which
it
is
up.
looking good with Scarlet on it, by the way. She's
Mhm.
already like rocketed up, I guess. The ladder with her 4-gate build. So yeah, if you want to be on the same ladder as Scarlet, make a bot today.
Yeah.
There's
It's
the
a good,
plug.
it's a good way to go. It's the only chance any of you are going to have to beat her at anything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we got going on here? A little TVT. Jensii's scouting around, already getting a second base. ANIbot is going to be rocking the orbital and getting a factory out first.
What was that?
I don't know.
Shot something in this CV probably. I like the way some of the sim citying or like building placement is getting interesting. And I don't know how much of it's kind of intentional, but I don't think we used to see it quite like this.
This one feels like a mistake a little.
It does feel like that when I look at it, but some things, yeah, I don't know. I don't
Not
know
in
if it's
TVT,
super
I
intentional. Yeah.
Oh, I see what's going on here. So then he's going to move the factory over to the tech lab there, and now he's going to start walling off kind of on the bottom
Okay.
for his natural. So there's a process here, Undersword. We just hit
It's
work
a-
seeing, all right?
Yeah, definitely.
There's
Process.
a plan. There's a plan.
Yeah.
I like
So,
it. That's a
I
good
guess-
strategy. You know, it's a typical build. You are kind of hoping that your opponent doesn't do like a super early rush or something, but most maps these days are pretty big. You can get away with stuff like that.
They are pretty big, and Jensii is going passive as normal, getting the bunker there up front, and we'll just kind of secure its position and get to teching up and economying up a little bit.
Yeah, TVT kind of leans towards the macro game these days, doesn't it?
Does seem to. It's hard to get a killing blow on a Terran versus Terran in the same way.
Yeah.
Like, they're likely to survive. Like the bunker is such the easy cheese stopper. Like for the cost and effort to make it, which is nothing. There's no prerequisite. Then like not like a cannon or something. It's just good at shutting down simple things, and so why not? That plus the fact that you get your money back at the end or most of it, it does make TBT cheeses not as effective.
So when it comes down just to army control, who do you think takes it? I think JensiiBot
I think
has
that
got
you
a little bit better control.
yeah, I
as
think
far
you
as
asked the question in the way that you were going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's
If we judge
Might be wrong.
solely by the name length of the bots, which one do you think would win? Yeah, but I think you're right. The army control definitely in aggregate better for JensiiBot, but we also can't discount how good, again, that like Widowmine controlling like
Yeah,
40 different Widowmines separately. JensiiBot has the cohesiveness completely on lock, I think, compared to anyone. But a lot of bots have the independent movement working really well. So it just kind of depends on what they do.
Well, the Widow Mines are a good point. That does play into the army engagement and how well it's controlled. So that's where it is still open to debate. You know, JensiiBot has phenomenal army movement and just keeping it grouped together nicely. But so ANIbot can make something happen, I think. I haven't seen any Widow Mines yet, though. Are we not going to get Widow Mines this game?
Probably not. I don't know. We got Concussor Shell coming instead and Cyclones. So probably not, especially after like 3 tanks and 4 tanks.
Yeah, he's really going defensive. Just wants
like
to sit
super
on 2
tank,
bases.
which is kind of, I wonder, I guess this is more of a general thing because of course you had to design for all the bots that you're potentially going to face. But being this defensive against JensiiBot doesn't ring true with what we've seen from JensiiBot in the past because it's also super defensive early on at least.
Well, this is the game everybody was hoping for. 2 Turtle Terrans going up against each other. Now, I am very excited for this once the big battles start to happen, because they will. These players are going to get very established on 2 bases, and then once we start seeing 3 and 4 bases, I think that's when we're going to start seeing some pushes and some the bots trying to get map control. Hopefully, ANIbot spreading Widow Mines everywhere. I'd love to see some Widow Mines thrown in, but maybe that's just more for Zerg or something. Zerg or Protoss. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. It definitely could. I don't know how this one's going to break here. I just kind of keep looking at them for movement, and we got the.
Oh, you're not going to see any for at least another 4 or 5 minutes.
It felt like when I saw, when I saw Cyclones earlier, I thought that those would go out and do something, and they're not. They're not going to do that. Not yet. Yeah. Especially.
Huh?
The concussive shell too made me think that something might happen. Well, there you go. A Reaper's dead. Yeah.
It
was a while back.
All right, ANIbot's going to reposition to take the 3rd. Tanks are all going up to the high ground here. I mean, that is a good spot to defend the 3rd from. Definitely want some firepower up there, but I would like some more tanks spread out kind of on the lower ground because, well, I don't know. We'll see. Right now, they're not doing anything right, but yeah, tank cuddles.
Exactly.
Ooh, the scan. He wants to see the cuddle party. You've been revealed, tanks. Everybody knows your secret now. I'll just go right back to cuddling once the scan's done.
Yeah, right up there.
Not looking anymore.
So that whenever I see something like that, it concerns me mildly. That they're
I don't think they're trapped because another one went down to the low ground. So
yeah, they're not trapped, but they're blocked. I think. Like
no,
they're
not
even
even blocked.
Later.
They just want to be right there.
Want to be there? Okay.
Yeah, they're not even blocked, or else that other tank couldn't have gotten out.
Yeah.
They just that is the place to be if you're a tank, Undersword.
That is a pretty good place.
They all want to be it.
Pretty good place.
All right, well, another Marine's about to die, I think, to some tank fire. Ooh, hopefully you guys aren't seeing those freezes. Hopefully get that fixed up if you are.
They probably are.
They probably are.
Who knows?
Well, if we get more Patreon subscribers, we can afford better equipment.
Exactly.
How's that?
That's what we'll do. All right, here comes Jensi with a pretty decent army supply, but yeah, it's hard to. Well, if the tanks were deployed at all, like I was going to say in a better spot, but I'm just going to stop with deployed.
Yeah, if they were just deployed. That would be great. Well, I think they will deploy once some of this army gets into range here.
Maybe. Yeah,
or they're going to make their... I saw them make their way to the low ground earlier when some army was coming in, or when the Marine or something was coming in.
Yeah.
So JensiiBot's going to try to pressure the 3rd here. 4th base is coming down for ANIbot behind this on the left side, so that's pretty safe. The SBs could transfer there should this base fall.
The Cyclones here against the Vikings is pretty good, but they're... Yeah, if we can back up, like where are the tanks here supporting this? and they're just kind of not going to.
There's one tank here for it. There they are. They're
There
coming
they
in
are.
now.
There
They just needed the right motivation and their sword, but they're still not going to siege up. They're just going to kind of derp around a little bit here. So just some unfortunate tank control out of ANIbot is going to cost him this position here, while Jensiiibot continues to creep forward. Finally, ANIbot's tanks will siege up to lock down this position.
Yeah, but after the loss of a base, although it does put them even, and ANIbot is taking that bottom middle position. But he's got the air advantage, which makes a huge difference in the sieging.
Oh,
because
there's all the difference.
these are going to go down before they even get up. And yeah.
Ooh, the Marines are doing a good job at staying back. I mean, you might as well not soak up the shots. Yeah, he could have maybe kept a couple tanks alive if the Marines were a little more aggressive. But now I think if he just stims and pushes in, nope, he's going to pull back once more because of the tank fire. Not the worst call in the world.
No.
He's got a decent little chokehold here. ANIbot's got another base, though, established, so it's not the end of the world that that base was denied.
Yeah,
This could be, though.
Yeah, he can recover, but he has to really hold here fairly strong. He's got enough that it's quite possible. With the Marine cover gone, the Cyclones here and some Marauders up front could easily storm the rest of this position, which is just that one tank now. That one tank is bluffing like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's the same thing we saw last game kind of with the bunker. Yeah, it was just one building bunker, but still the bot was afraid of it. ANIbot's doing a great job just moving down, taking the lower base. Jensiiibot did try to scout it there with something, it looks like, but it was picked off before I think it saw that new fourth base way in the bottom left there.
Yeah, and if he gets this rolling, he can come back. That does get cleared out, which is great. He was definitely scared of that one for a while, and Jensi is expanding. But it does definitely show you, the different.
Oh, yeah, he was attacking that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Okay, so he does know that that base is there.
Yeah.
That's good for Jensi. Man, ANIbot is just going off the chain on the macro, though. Is not going to be slowed down at any turn here.
Yeah, we're going to get the economic explosion. Jensiiibot is ahead on upgrades while being down on army supply. His economy is a little bit higher, but probably will be caught up to very quickly with 5 bases. And this stuff getting picked off is going to tip things.
Yeah, it's a free Marine donation here. That does kind of hurt. Man, it slows down the tanks. Tanks are going to siege up and then have to unsiege. But this push is coming, and I don't know. He's got a Liberator out, but that should get locked on by the Cyclone. Maybe it'll do just enough to zone out the Cyclone so that they won't get close enough.
Yeah, they'd have to dive into not only the Liberation Zone, but the tank fire to get a lot.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
Yeah. And then the other problem is, based on the exact position, they'd have to kite back down the ramp and just lose the lock anyway. That ended up looking like the Marauders built that CC. So I believed it for a second. Now that these tanks are free, like that whole push was because ANIbot's tanks were derping out in the main base. If they were low, then that probably would have been stopped a lot sooner, potentially before the loss of the base. But now that they're kind of free out and roaming, then them and the Cyclones together are able to get a lot of work done.
Well, it's looking, things are shaping up pretty evenly, though. ANIbot definitely has a few more bases, a little bit more mining, but the upgrades are looking really good for Jensiiibot. +3 attack already and +2 armor for the Marine. So his Marine force, if he can get a sizable force up, is going to be very, very strong in conjunction with the Liberators, the tanks, all the things we've seen them work really well with those. Oh, is he going to be able to? Yeah, he's going to be able to hold this, I think. Push it back. Yep. Cyclone's not quite getting in there. And yeah, that's a lot of bio. They have the medevac support this time. We didn't see the medevac support in the last series. But with that medevac support, the stim and the 3-3 Marines, once we get to that point, are just going to be so strong and mobile. And hopefully we see a little bit more of Jensiiibot attacking on multiple fronts like we have in the past. I think that's really going to help against a huge mech army out of ANIbot, which is already pretty much in position here. Tank's in a good spot. He just needs to get that high ground vision, which he doesn't have. It's the only thing keeping those Marines safe at the moment.
I feel like
man.
I feel like he's getting high ground vision with the Thors. Like
he was almost about to, but and that's why the tanks received, but then the Thor died.
Yeah.
So here we go. Yeah, as he, I don't even know what to say because this could go either way depending on when these tanks start fire.
If they just stayed sieged, then they would have fired a whole bunch of times.
There we go. Yeah, because JensiiBot is getting a little bit too brave going down the ramp, but he pulls back up, and holding this ramp is everything for JensiiBot right now. And he is going to force ANIbot back by the looks of it, because there's just no air support here. And now the Liberators are going to be able to start sieging up the tanks. That is your key to run.
Yeah, they do a backup. It felt like they didn't recognize the Liberation Zone range until it fired. It didn't see that it was being deployed.
The Thors are a really nice touch, actually. This Thor is going to start wrecking some Liberators now.
Well, that was ill-advised. The Thor in the back is good, but he just donated like 6 tanks.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That was a weird liberation zone. He didn't quite reach the Thor with it when he could have. As it is, JensiiBot is starting to pick apart ANIbot's army. A little bit in favor. The army supply is a little bit in JensiiBot's favor right now, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit more. Nope, Annie's not going, or Jensii's not going to pounce. Yep. I thought JensiiBot might have pounced on that, but ANIbot's going to get a little spot here on the high ground. I don't know if he'll be able to make anything out of it though. Can he make something happen with this?
He's going to do some damage, but it's not going to be like
it's a great position, but he just.
The tanks here are good, and they're not charging directly on them. That took a while to take them out, but they will eventually clean this up. So certainly cost effective to go up there, but there's been a number of other trades that were not. But both relatively even in terms of the army supply here. JensiiBot on these, well, theoretically slightly better economy in terms of workers, but ANIbot has way more bases, and therefore opportunities to catch up on that.
These Liberators have been doing a pretty good job.
Yeah. It feels like he doesn't quite acknowledge them until they fire.
Yeah.
So I don't know what up with that. And JensiiBot kind of feels like he's taking control, but also we're even. And he's not really getting too aggressive pushing in yet. Only that initial push so far was onto ANIbot's side of the map.
Another big, scary mech army out of ANIbot is going to start pushing across. The rocks are going to slow it down a little bit. Liberators aren't facing the right way, so the Thors are going to get a free one right there. There are a couple Ravens. We're going to see any turrets, interference matrix, something like that. Some interference matrix could be really nice. Oh, no, mech's just going to pull back once more. ANIbot doesn't want to take an engagement up a ramp, which usually a good call.
Yeah, relatively smart thing to do here. The bio coming down into Thors and tanks.
Oof, the lag.
Yeah.
We didn't miss much. JensiiBot's still holding the high ground here. Tanks cannot get vision. JensiiBot just has the high ground with the air superiority as well. What is this?
The 5 Thor hit squad. This one's going to be, that's going to be harder to dislodge from there as he gets right in the pocket.
Too much. He is going to be able to kill some wandering SCVs and stuff, but there is a tank on the high ground doing some pretty good damage, and the Marines there to support it as well. So I think eventually that will get cleaned up. He is going to lose that orbital, which, yeah, it's not a huge deal at this point. He does have other mining bases here. That base is pretty much mined out. But yeah, he definitely needs to do something about that.
Yeah, it's more about cutting off right now the reinforcement to this army out on the map.
The lag, the freeze.
Things are happening. He does clean this up, though. JensiiBot kind of on the offensive on this side, but ANIbot with the backstabs here will actually take out the planetary, which is a pretty big pickup.
ANIbot making some good blows, but this is where JensiiBot is ultimately taking the battle, I guess. Look at the army supplies, double for JensiiBot. So JensiiBot is just taking better engagements as far as the army's concerned. But yeah, some nice snipes out of ANIbot, able to get 2 bases there.
Yeah, exactly. ANIbot sacrificing some army for some actual objectives, but if he can't then stop the Gensii army in time, then he's just going to lose his own stuff. But so far, GensiiBot not really pushing it and not being too aggressive. While he's out on the map, he has not gone for targeting bases or much yet. But it may be about that time.
Yeah, I'd say now when you're double army supply is definitely the time. He is giving ANIbot a little bit of a chance here to get some more army. And man, the upgrades are looking good for both bots. ANIbot does have some mech upgrades that Gensii does not have, though, which is nice. Having that armor just able to absorb a bit more. Tanks are pretty beefy when they get +3 armor. Thors especially are.
Yeah. Very
yeah, I still don't want to call this either way. That's a big, scary army. So far, though, if the fights keep going in GensiiBot's favor, once we do get that big fight, it's just GensiiBot's just gonna crumble or just push through, and ANIbot's gonna crumble, I think.
Yeah, it feels like that, but he's been doing a really good job replacing it. We were at okay, that could have been enough.
High ground? No, he doesn't have high ground there. The tank is just barely not high enough on that ramp. Gets cleaned out by the Liberator anyway, so it would have been pushed back, but could have gotten a juicy couple shots on those Marines. All right, well, another little push coming in. Liberators have made a nice little siege spot here. Tank's doing a great job of staying just out of range of ANIbots here, I guess, just because ANIbot doesn't have that high ground vision or the air vision. Can't see past. Oh, but here we go. Another big push out. But ANIbot's going to have to come back home. What is he? It looks like he's almost going to split his army a little bit. No, it is all coming back. Here we go. A little split up, and the tanks are just going to be in Liberator range. And so far, ANIbot is just not able to get the right positioning. GensiiBot has always had the high ground. Keeps getting into these nice chokes with the Liberators. And ANIbot just can't find an opening.
Yeah, these Thors here are a good idea, but they need to be going in with some support, and he's got to reset the Liberator count, and he's not getting a chance to do that. But it is becoming harder, particularly now that the supply is maxed, to rebuild enough at home to take care of the Thors. Yeah, and his army has to come back.
Oh, and Gensii!
Yeah.
No, he's on move command.
Yeah, in their full retreat. In full retreat mode, they don't know what to do, and all of a sudden, ANIbot is up by 50 supply.
Had he just kept firing, I think GensiiBot could have cleared out those tanks. There was a good amount of Marauders in that. Oh, that was brutal to watch, and GensiiBot is now supply blocked. ANIbot has taken the supply lead, and this game has just got turned on its head completely. I thought GensiiBot was just taking every single fight so much better, but it just turned around so quickly. I don't even know what happened.
Well, the Liberators here now are going to push things back the other way and just take stuff out for 3 as the Thors and tanks get sandwiched.
Okay, here we go. Things evening out again as far as supply goes. A little bit of a supply advantage for ANIbot still. That supply block really, really hurting GensiiBot. GensiiBot can't make anything. He's only making 2 depots at a time right now. Yeah, we need like 10 depots now. Oh, here we go. He gets 1 tank, but has to pull back. Loses a lot.
That tank flank on the low ground there really killed a lot as they retreated. And taking out, the good thing is this has freed up GensiiBot's supply.
Yeah, there you go. Now he can make a unit. He can make 1 SCV if he so desires here now.
But yeah, he's now down to just the 25, and his economy is definitely hurting.
The Thor backstabs have been pretty solid this game.
It's a very underutilized tactic.
Yeah.
I've been saying that for years.
Because you either have to pull everything to deal with it, or you just lose a bunch of stuff. Yeah, because you don't ever really have a defense at home for 5 Thors just walking in if you're out about on the map, you know.
Yeah, it's something you rarely think of. So he's got this 1 base here at the top, which is fully mining. I think the 3rd base is down to half capacity or less, but ANIbot is still just kind of cruising economically, and he's got the upgrade advantage here as well. He's got both of them at like 3/3/3s, but he's got a whole another one.
Yeah, I remember seeing that last week. JensiiBot just doesn't get the mech armor, just focuses on attack. Which I guess if your Marines and your bio is kind of tanking for it, you don't super need it, I guess. You know, you can spend that money elsewhere. But when you get super late game, kind of like we're getting to now, we're at 25 minutes in now.
Yeah.
That plus 3 armor can make all the difference in one big fight for sure. So,
See, and ANIbot just not stopping. He's doesn't have an air unit in the world, and he's getting the air upgrades now. You got to plan for the future.
JensiiBot has a lot of upgrades too, though, that ANIbot doesn't have.
Yeah.
So. Oh wait, is he getting it finally? It's like he heard me talking about it.
Yeah,
he's finally getting them. It's because it's late game. Oh.
Yeah, guess so.
Oh no, wait, no, is that air armor? Is that what you were saying?
The top one is air armor. The bottom one, like Jensi's getting the tank armor.
No, the top one is Neo Steel.
Oh, is that
frame.
what that is?
Yeah, that's for buildings.
Right. Yeah. They look too similar.
These little icons are confusing.
You're right. Yeah. Fun times. All right. ANIbot there was passive for a bit, but is now moving back out with the Thor tank army. There are like 3 or 4 Marines there, just to help.
It's the ultimate Terran unit, the Thor. Pinnacle of warfare or something.
Yeah. This would be an interesting one. I've been thinking more and more like that Hearthstone show where he tries to guess what leagues things are.
Oh yeah,
I would. This would be a really good game to send for that because it does kind of look weirdly humanish, but in a
I
really.
think you would have to disable, you know, the clicky icon thing. Hold on in just a second. The Thors kind of caught in a funny position, aren't going to be able to kill off that Liberator. One Thor goes down, but the Marines diving on top will get a couple more as more tanks come in, but the Thors are still standing strong. ANIbot did split up the army a little bit. I think that's why that kind of went poorly for those Thors up north, but it didn't even really go that poorly. We've got a huge ball of just everything coming in for ANIbot here, and JensiiBot's in a bit of trouble. The worker supply is way down. The army supply is way down. I think ANIbot's going to be able to seal the deal here.
Yeah,
maybe not right here, but
yeah, it really looks like it though. He's kind of choking him out. I don't know if it knows about the top base or if it's. I mean, it's so far it's been wanting to attack this natural position anyway. So maybe that's just the plan. But he could just shut it down totally if he took out the top middle base. But he's going to get there anyway.
I think there's too much APM in these games. The pro would be like, or Hearthstone would just be like, hey, wait, how can he move all his units at the same time if he's done, you know?
I wonder, I wonder what they'd be able to do. Like, it's shown to them on a replay.
You just have to show them specific little clips.
Yeah. Which is what
like Cuban,
I think that's what they do in their show. Like
is it? Okay.
They show a few points in the game, and then they have, because they're not going to sit there and
that
watch
could work then. Yeah.
30-minute games, but they show different key points, and then they try and guess based on micro and like how their macro is and whatever. I bet this one would be confusing as hell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the jig would be he'd call hacker if he sees, 20 of those little mouse clicks at the exact same time all over the map. So.
Yeah. It would be very confusing. Like you'd see like basically this master's level macro, and then 3 Thors just walk into Liberator range or something.
That would be good to see.
So ANIbot back on passive mode again. He retreats home for like a small respite. And
Jensi's dead, man. Jensi's got no income.
Totally dead. Yeah.
He's trying to steal money from ANIbots, man. He's like, hey, bro, I need some of these minerals. Don't mind me. I'm just going to take some of these. Now, I saw in Ketroc's updates, I'm excited to see, maybe next week we'll see it. Once it gets to the late game, he builds a big orbital farm to steal money with his mules.
That's a pretty good way.
Yeah, I'm very excited to hopefully see that. If we can get into a late Ketroc game.
The SCV's in trouble.
Yeah, that's what you get for stealing. JensiiBot, yeah, this is over. There's just no income for JensiiBot. ANIbot could throw this army and lose it 3 times over and still be able to kill JensiiBot. But yeah, not bad. It's about a 30-minute game there on Death Aura. and it was very back and forth. I really did think JensiiBot had it under control so much with so many good positions. The high ground almost every single time. We all know how important the high ground is, and it's the most important. Let's be honest.
It is.
Yeah, and then just that one big engagement kind of just turned everything around, and ANIbot all of a sudden had JensiiBot on the ropes and did not let JensiiBot get back up. And ANIbot's going to take game one. Nicely done.
Boom, boom.
Boom. ANIbot takes the win.
Hell yeah.
I thought JensiiBot had that. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
It looked like
JensiiBot had it.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it. If he had kind of gone in to start wiping out some of the bases, I think he could have, but he never quite got there. He was like 80% of the way across the map, and then just never found a way to go. And then, yeah, it was really decisive once we saw that like 5 Thor backstab that was getting traction, and then he retreated the army back through tanks. It was as if like on the retreat home they forgot basic military protocol.
Hey, they got orders to go home. Yeah, they're gonna go home.
They just went. Yeah, they were just in a route. So I don't know. Yeah, this is pretty. I mean, all these games have been great so far as we expected, but yeah, I don't think anyone would have predicted that this is what was going to happen, like a game playing out like that. Like, I think someone's going to make 8 liberators and tanks, and someone's going to do Thor run bys to take the natural out, and like, yeah, it's not what you would think.
Yeah, TVT is a razor's edge, and that was a good example of it. So we'll see what happens. I think we're going to get an ace match scenario yet again. It's my biggest dream would be to have 2 ace matches in one night. Endersword
would be good.
We haven't had that yet. I don't think.
I don't know if we. Yeah, I don't know if we've had that. I think you're right. Maybe we have not. I don't know.
No, it's not looking like we have. Oh, we did. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we did last week. I'm silly me. In both the upper bracket games, we did. Harvester versus Strelok and Micro Machine versus Ketroc got 2 ace matches. So, well, I want it again. So here's hoping. Here is hoping. Don't forget, you can still vote on the poll here. We haven't had any new voters, but check it out if you're into that kind of thing, and you haven't yet. But let's go ahead and get into game number 2 here between these 2 Terrans and see, will we have an elimination or will we get that ace match that everybody wants? Let's find out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Sabe losses. ANIbot. JensiiBot.
Or 2 weeks ago was the double ace match. Yeah. In the past, when Micro Machine and Ketroc faced, was when it was the double ace match scenario. Anyway, here we are on Ever Dream for what could be the last match of last game of this match. JensiiBot, I'm rooting for JensiiBot to at least bring us to an ace match here. Of course, JensiiBot has been my pick through the season to make it to the finals, so all my hopes are riding on this best of 3 here. Big fan of ANIbot though as well. I would love to see ANIbot get to the finals or into the final bracket even, because I don't think ANIbot has just yet. So it would definitely be a nice achievement for ANIbot to get up into that top 4, maybe get into that final day. But either way, we're going to have an awesome Terran moving on from this best of 3 to go up against, who was it again? Strelok. So yeah, this will kind of be a nice precursor to next week as well, I guess. Kind of see all these players TVT in action here. We haven't seen Strelok's TVT just recently, but
yeah,
we will soon.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, even like just the different styles, like the way that either of these bots will play compared to the way that Ketroc is playing is quite different. And so you're going to see a different whole other thing out of them. And particularly the way that like Tank Micro and Liberator Micro works, the army that you're facing is going to make a huge difference. Like the way that you have to deal with tanks around other tanks is totally different than tanks around any other unit, because you're not doing this dance in the same way.
If I had to be a StarCraft unit, I'd probably be a tank. I think that would be the sweetest gig.
It's a decent unit.
You just sit back a little bit, just lob big explosives. You know, if your army does its job, you should always be safe. You should always have a nice cushion of Marines or turrets or, you know, things around you to protect you. So
I'd be a changeling.
Changeling.
Yeah, because you get to spy and report back home, but you're relatively safe. And if it turns out that your army ultimately loses, you just stay as a Marine.
Yeah, but you only live for like a couple minutes or something, right?
Yeah.
Or in the StarCraft lore, it'd probably be like, I feel like a changeling would live for a day or something.
That seems fine.
Go in for a day, get some recon, spy, scout around, you know, get some info.
They're the StarCraft version of the Meeseeks.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. Existence is pain to a changeling.
That's why it times its life.
Yeah. It's the way to go.
All right, well, I'm rooting for JensiiBot to bring us to the Sace match, and I think if all the engagements go in JensiiBot's favor, obviously that you could say that about any game, but as long as we don't have any weird move command through tank fire or, you know, taking just some unfortunate movements like that, then we should have a JensiiBot win, I think, because for the first half of that last game, JensiiBot really did seem in control of a lot. Obviously, once the bases started getting sniped, it started getting a little iffy and all that, but it was looking good.
Yeah, it was definitely, although you could also attribute that a lot to the weird tank misdeployment, I guess, into the main. What is that?
It's a temple. Our observer feels a calling to this temple. Okay. There's some sort of prophecy, perhaps.
I think that's. I'm pretty sure that's Sauron.
It does kind of look like the tower, the Dark Tower, or what is it called?
That sounds right. It's one of the.
There's a name for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dark Tower.
That sounds fine. Who knows? Who knows? Sauron's tower.
Oh, I'm thinking Barad-dûr is another one of the towers, right?
I guess. There were
that's the name of the one I was thinking. Barad-dûr.
Barad-dûr.
Barad-dûr. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's the tower that held the Eye of Sauron.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, I do need to work on my Elvish tongue, says Drek.
Yeah.
Why don't you teach? Can you speak Elvish, Drek? Can you teach me?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, stay tuned. If you're a Patreon supporter, we're gonna have a special stream in only Elvish and Orc.
Yeah.
Coming up, Drek's gonna teach us all.
Exactly.
That would be fun.
It would be a pretty good one. It's a good language. Elvish would be a good language.
I feel like Orc is like the German of the. You know, you just a lot of yelling and you sound angry and. It's like the German of Middle Earth.
I bet there's very few words. I speak Jawa.
Utini. Oh no, yeah, that's Jawa, right?
Yeah, that's Jawa. And it's just that one word. So
it's like saying I speak Spanish because I can say hola.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the canon is the Jawa language consists only of 11 different pronunciations of Utini or something stupid like that.
I don't know, they get kind of chit chatty. Have you been watching The Mandalorian?
Love it.
In one of the recent episodes, you see the Jawas in there. They're pretty chit chatty.
Yes, and they were just after an egg.
Yeah, they're just trying to make a buck, man. They're just trying to survive out in a hostile desert. You know?
That's it. I was very hyped if you saw it. You know, the most recent one. All right.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I'm not going to spoiler, but there's a good character that is now being teased, and He's cool.
You know what's getting teased right now is this Reaper is doing a lot of teasing.
Yeah.
One Reaper is kind of baiting this whole army here. ANIbot does have a nice looking army, but Jensiiibot back home has a solid defense. If ANIbot goes up the wrong ramp here, we could see some heavy losses, but I think we're going to get into another pretty late game scenario in this game. That is my prediction. At least 20 minutes is how this is going to go.
At least.
At least. Ketroc speaks Klingon. Can you speak Klingon? That'd be a fun one to learn too. I actually do want to learn Klingon.
It's a pretty good one. That's
I'd prefer that over Elvish, probably.
That's definitely the German of sci-fi languages.
Kapla. Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually watching the Star Trek Enterprise. It's the one like right after
early one.
Yeah, it's like the one set 100 years before Kirk and all that. So
yeah,
they don't have shields or anything.
That's like
Discovery. No, Discovery's the new one. This was like from 2001 or 4 or something.
Yeah, that one. That's like the good one. It's the one that I never watched because I just instinctively didn't like the idea. To me, there's something dumb about sci-fi going back in time.
It does seem that way, but they actually do a really good job. It just feels like Star Trek.
Yeah.
It really does. There's not a whole lot different. They have like a little bit less technology, but the whole scheme of it's really. Oh, the Reaper finally gets caught and taken out by a Cyclone lock-on. Yeah, he had it coming. He teased a little too much there. Walked a little too close to the fire.
He knows it. Yeah, I agree, Brian. TNG's
the best.
Obviously. TNG's the best one.
Obviously.
DS9 is my second favorite because DS9 feels like TNG continued, like it's the same.
Yeah, it does just kind of feel like a subset. Yeah.
Yeah, and it gets very like.
Said O'Brien is there.
Yeah, exactly. And Worf. Yeah, and it gets very like. It gets more like political and grand scale, whereas like TNG was adventure.
Yeah.
Then Voyager just goes off to nowhere.
Well, you might like this Enterprise then because it's kind of about adventure. They're just doing their their mission and encountering new things and you might like it.
I haven't watched Picard yet, but
I thought Picard was fucking awesome. A couple parts of it I was a little like meh, but I thought it was really good.
I should watch Picard.
Hey, you shut your mouth. It was not terrible.
I'm not going to listen to the guy that likes Voyager the best.
Yeah,
the moment you said you like Voyager the best.
I mean, to be fair, Voyager was like one of my favorites. it's right there after TNG for me.
It always, I mean, it would be third to me, but that's just because the other ones aren't good. Like the original is just bad. Discovery's just different. It's not.
Yeah,
really...
I haven't checked out Discovery yet. I don't know if it's.
It is what it is, but it's not Star Trek. Like it's just some other thing, which is fine, but it's just not. It's not what the thing is. But yeah, either way.
You know what? This isn't Star Trek. This is
Star Trek. The moment that anything happens in this game, we'll talk about.
I know. Yeah, we'll switch. Don't worry, everybody. We've got bot here. Let's recap. Bunch of bio and tanks. A lot of upgrades coming down. Both players quite passive. ANIbot a little ahead on the economy. So yeah, pretty much a mirror of last game. Oh, that is a lot of Cyclones though. I feel like there weren't this many. And look, I love the Vikings landed. Just beef up that ground.
They do look cool, and they almost look like the Cyclones too. And I know that Ketroc is probably talking about the episode where they faked the Isolinia rod to get the Romulans into the war. That's the best episode of any Star Trek ever.
I think the one where Janeway and Tom have sex as lizards is the best episode.
Yeah, it's definitely the best. You got to exceed warp 10. Yeah, you got to exceed warp 10 to get with this. Ridiculous.
Oh my god.
The thing I always bothered me about Voyager was the only Star Trek where they're consistently morally wrong.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, you gotta do it. That's kind of the point of the show, though, is what boundary will you cross to get home? What rules will you break of your own? What moral things will you... Okay, finally, we got some action here. Jensiiibot is going to be moving across right in the middle of the map, too, of all places. Little Hunter Sequel missile goes down, but the Thor is going to get pushed, and Jensi's push will not be denied. He is going to try to get into a decent spot here on ANIbot's side of the base, but ANIbot is going to counter with Cyclones. This just turned into the biggest action-packed game of all time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Look at the Cyclone spread.
Yeah, he's not going to get too close to that. He could dive on these with the Marines gone, but I don't think he's going to risk it. Yeah, the Riker clip show, I think it's called Shades of Grey, is ridiculous.
I just saw a video of his. We'll wait till the Cyclones may either win or die. They're actually taking some pretty bad hits there. They're having a hard time locking on, getting in range of the tanks. They're just a little bit too afraid. They are saying, oh, here we go, though. As a Raven comes in, a disable goes down, and he will be able to pick off a couple. But I don't think this is going to be able to stick around too much longer. JensiiBot just has too many tanks, too deep for ANIbot to break. Oh, a little stim up. He's going to push it back once more. Yeah, Liberators are up now, too, so the Cyclones, they just can't find an opening. They get some decent engages, but...
Yeah, they're doing some harassment damage, but they're not going to be able to...
Oh, look at this.
Marines.
This is the JensiiBot now.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Control, finding open spots. Here's the Thor counter, but tanks in the back are going to make...
Well, JensiiBot's getting hit from all flanks by the looks of it, but he will hold strong. There's just a little bit too much there. Wow, what engagement. Yeah, and I love that JensiiBot's attacking while defending at the same time. You know, just attacking and being able to deal with things on multiple fronts has always been one of JensiiBot's biggest strengths in my mind. So to see it actually working out this game is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great matchup in showcasing this, because while JensiiBot's always been able to do this sort of thing, it's never really had an opponent that also does it. Like, so the fact that both of them are breaking up their army into 2 or 3 parts really is showcasing both of these at the highest level.
Yeah, this is great. Okay, now though, we're going to see the pullbacks, and we're going to have 10 more minutes of calm here, because I predicted a 20-minute game, and that's what we're going to get. Damn it. So, yeah, back to the I wanted to mention the Riker clip show. There was one, it's like Riker interrogates you. And it's basically just Jonathan Frakes from that show, from the whatever, and he's just asking you a bunch of random ass questions about like murders and stuff.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, he's great, great man, great man. I mean, he's the best at sitting on a chair ever.
Oh yeah, the compilation where how Riker sits.
Yeah, it never made any sense. It was. Yeah, it's a good trait.
TNG's the best.
TNG was awesome. It was the formula. The formula.
Good. And the 90s was a beautiful time, but here we go. Hey, 90s was when StarCraft came out, so I guess that is just damn true. 90s rock.
98.
Wasn't this exact map, this exact scenario, but JensiiBot was on the high ground?
Yes.
Last time.
Yeah, it was the other way. Yeah, it was the other way. Yeah.
It was the other way, but this time JensiiBot will hold the low ground. Yeah, I remember the Liberators last time for JensiiBot, able to take this position dominantly on the attack. Works just as well on the defense by the looks of it. Wow, what a hold. JensiiBot holding so strong, the army supply in his favor. And the upgrades in his favor as well. Just looking so good this game.
Yeah, I still can't really tell what's going to go on. JensiiBot has upgrade advantages. Both of them have economies that are perfectly fine. No one's hurting in any way, really. It's just back and forth. And the other big thing about both of these bots is they both just retreat and go back into like a reasonable mode. Whereas a lot of bots, once they go on the attack, they're just on the attack.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing something about that. He does that because he had back problems or something.
Oh yeah?
I don't know if we're getting trolled or not though. It could be Ketroc trolling us.
Yeah. Maybe why? I don't know.
I think he just thought it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Did look cool. Oh, a couple Thors donated to JensiiBot. Yeah, JensiiBot's position is so strong. I'd love to see JensiiBot move forward a little bit more and just kind of hold that choke point right there. Ooh, that'd be a juicy spot to get some tank hits. Ooh. Reaper. Yeah, these Cyclones just, I mean, it's good they're not diving right now, but every now and then they just need to dive and kill some things off, but they're just too scared. You scared, Cyclone? Oh, here we go. They're going to be able to get some Marines here. Okay, something. I'd love to see some tanks or Liberators, but GensiiBot is just dominating this position right now. You're not getting through ANIbot. You gotta find somewhere else.
Yeah, the one thing that ANIbot certainly, unfortunately, doesn't have a sense of, you can kind of tell, is the idea of like flanking the Liberators. It doesn't seem to want to do that, and I think there's been a few chances when the Cyclones could have like jumped in, locked on 4 Liberators, and then backed out. And same in the previous game with Thors, could have gone around them, but they just kind of tended to walk directly forward.
Ooh, this is a meat grinder right here. Tanks in a really good spot. Liberators out of range. They actually are gonna get a little bit picked off by the Thors, but
yeah,
it's not cheap for ANIbot. That was really costly. Yeah, it's still, I think, a little too early to call, but if things continue down this path, GensiiBot should be able to seal the deal. I mean, both bots pretty much at 200 supply, though.
yeah.
So ANIbot's definitely got a chance here. Just needs to find a better opening. You know, it's just kind of coming in from multiple angles, not really getting a good fight. Just Gensi, and this is what I was talking about earlier. GensiiBot's cohesion is so good.
It's all about
it can be all it takes.
ANIbot keeps trying to push down the middle here again, and if it gets a chance to do that, it might be good. And he is gonna kind of walk in. If it can get like a lock in on a planetary, it can take it out. But he's gonna get his own base over on this side.
Yeah, I think this is the fight that punches through and does break ANIbot. This is a nice counter, but it's not gonna do game-ending damage here. But if GensiiBot is able to just keep ravaging through these bases, that will be game-ending damage. And with that, we could have an ace match. This is just such a good spot. I don't see how any way ANIbot can break the Liberators even.
Yeah, it's really hard. These Cyclones have to kind of learn to get away from the liberation zones and kind of work around it, but they're not really doing that. Oh, they could grab a lot of these Vikings. They're coming across basically undefended over everything. See, in that sort of spot, like they could have definitely gone on to the Liberators before they sieged, but they're not really aware of it.
Okay, and Cyclones are gonna keep causing a little bit of a nuisance. Causes GensiiBot to come back home, and it is gonna buy ANIbot a little bit more time to stabilize and kind of recover that economy. Because again, both bots still getting right up there. ANIbot's a little bit below 200, but not by much. Can we see the resources lost tab though? I'm gonna go ahead and say it's like at least double in ANIbot's. Not quite double.
Yeah, gas-wise.
4 times. Jeez Louise.
Gas-wise, it's huge.
So I guess together it is about double. So yeah, it's definitely been better for GensiiBot as far as the trades go. And it's, again, just those Liberators, the tanks, they're just outranging these Cyclones and picking them off. And they're just not, ANIbot's not able to break through this game. Not as many tanks this game, I think, out of ANIbot too.
Yeah, he had way more invested into the Cyclones.
Yeah, way more Cyclones.
Way more of these, and it gave it less standing power.
Yeah, no, I wonder what if it was maybe just map dependent or what the idea was behind the mass Cyclone this time around. Especially since it took last game, you know, we're just used to the bots. If they take a game, they'll usually do the same thing. Not always though. I mean, it's good to mix it up and try to get wins in different ways and keep the opponent guessing.
Yeah, very true. Or else you can just kind of get hard countered the next one.
Yeah. Especially assuming, you know, if you win a game and the other bot loses, since we do have it, if the bot loses, it likes to switch its strategy up. Yeah. So it would make sense that you would switch it up to counter that switch up.
Very true.
It's all part of the meta.
Yeah.
Yeah, numbers do not lie. ANIbot supply is dropping. Oh, 1 or 2 tank shots is all it's going to take to clear out these Cyclones here. And another Marine hit squad. This is like the 2nd or 3rd one that's been able to come in and get some damage done from GensiiBot. Will clean out that expansion, and ANIbot is starting to hurt. And this might just be the beginning of the end here for this game. The beginning of our ace match, though.
Indeed.
Hell yeah.
Indeed it is.
I do hate to see either of these bots get knocked out, honestly.
Oh, I hate to see...
I hate to see it.
I hate to see anyone sad, really. Especially a robot.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing sadder than a sad robot.
Yeah, like that's the entire premise of the movie WALL-E. But it does look like it's going to go this way here now. Unless JensiiBot makes a large misstep.
It's not unheard of. We did kind of see it last game, that one. But there are no tanks on ANIbot side this time for JensiiBot to move through, or to move command through. So this is just, I think, going to end up again in JensiiBot's favor. It's just 139 to 78 army supply. ANIbot is slowly running out of resources here, trying to re-expand to the north a little bit. But JensiiBot, I think, with this push, should seal the deal here. And we're at 22 minutes. I was pretty close. What'd I say? At least 20? I'll take it. Yeah. I knew it.
Cool.
Yeah, this should be the final push. Another Marine hit squad. I love it. Coming in, the dual attack. It's just going to be so hard for ANIbot to be in those two places at once. And the Cyclones just will not get close enough. And the Liberators will seal the deal. That's it, Endersword. We're going to an ace match.
It does appear that way. And what do you think is going to happen now? I
just don't even know.
I kind of feel that Jensi is the way he's playing here is the strong one. There you go.
Woo!
Nice, I like it.
Do it, SCBs.
Might as well.
Fight for. Wait, they're just going to the geysers. Is that what it? Just go hide in the geyser. Oh, he's repairing it. Okay. Wait, they're not doing the thing.
Yeah, this is not a super impressive kamikaze.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to see it just give her.
Just everything, just go.
Yeah.
That's cool that it could recognize that it doesn't have enough. Oh, no, he's building another base. That's why I think it stopped.
He quit.
Because he canceled the order by building that base. So we might see it here still. If this base gets denied, there will not be enough for oh, no, there's tons of minerals. What am I talking about? He's got 10,000. I was looking at the worker supply. It's 20. Never mind. Yeah, so why would he ever kamikaze this? He's got 10,000 minerals. Build like 10 command centers.
So, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll eventually take these out here. These Cyclones slowly will be cleaned up. And he drives them back. The Liberators leapfrog him forward cohesively.
2 ace matches in one night, Endersword. It happened again. This is the most ace matches we've had in a season. These bots are just getting so competitive. ANIbot taps out with the GG. Nope, that's the BMGG.
Yeah, he's not really going.
Just to psych out. Maybe he's going to be like, GG, ANIbot has left the game. And then JensiiBot will quit thinking that ANIbot has. It'll be the ultimate betrayal. Nah, yeah, JensiiBot's too smart for that.
I would like to see in chat one of the bots try one of those logical paradoxes to see if it can break the other one.
Wouldn't that only work on like a machine learning bot or something though?
There's a lot of reasons it wouldn't work, but I think it would be great. Someone should just program it in to make their bot susceptible to it on purpose.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone ever does it.
That would be good.
If anyone ever tells you that this statement is a lie, just GG and leave.
He has left the game straight. Yep. All right. So we're going to get game 3 loaded up here, and we will see who moves on and who gets eliminated. This is a close one. This could go either way. We have seen these bots just duke it out. Both games have been pretty long, 20, 25 minutes each time. So it could, one misstep could cost either bot the game. One move command through some tank fire, just not taking a good engagement, having the wrong position on the low ground. Anything could happen. I have no idea which way to call this one, honestly. I'm excited to see either bot move on. Either one is going to do a really good job, I think, against Strelok next week. They're showcasing some really good TBT here, so
very
it's
good.
Going to be
very, very strong. Very strong.
Oh yeah, and going back to earlier too. So I do have to agree. Somebody mentioned Janeway in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Janeway is the next best captain after Picard.
I don't know. I still would say
Kirk's just a playboy.
Kirk sucks just all around. That whole show sucks.
Cisco was good, but he was
really
still
good. I could only give
quick
you
to anger. You know, he was still learning how to raise his son. You know, he was learning. He wasn't bad,
Well,
but he was
also
learning.
he was a commander.
And he was that's true.
Until later. It wasn't until much later into the show that he was actually a captain.
That's true. So yeah, that's you can't even almost count him half the time. So
even though navally he should be a commodore because he was the leader of a base.
Yeah.
So he should be a commodore.
But no, I do think Janeway was right there up with it. She dealt with a really hard scenario and brought everybody home safely.
Yeah.
She's good. Janeway's the shit, man. I saw her actually. She was at a Comic-Con here in Denver a couple years ago. I went to, and she was speaking. Kate Mulgrew or whatever her name is. Yeah, really cool lady. Anyway, game number 3, our last game of this match. We do have one more best of 3 after this, so don't go anywhere. But let's see who gets eliminated. Will it be ANIbot? Will it be Jensiiibot? Let's hop into it right now and find out.
Sabe losses. ANIbot. JensiiBot.
So yeah, they didn't in like season 1 of the original Star Trek, they didn't even try to make the stunt doubles look close to the actual actor. No, they didn't even try at all. It was so horrible. It did get better as the season went on, but there were a couple doubles for Spock and Kirk. You're just like, wait, who's that fighting this guy? I thought Kirk was fighting this guy. It's just so bad.
They were pretty rough, and there's a lot of like for Star Trek the like original thing trying to be like a progressive show. There's like shocking sexism throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like just doesn't even make any sense in today's context, sort of stuff.
Well, but that's also the thing. You have to look at it as a product of its era.
Yeah.
You know, they were trying to break the norms. First interracial kiss. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
They broke some rules there and definitely helped out the movement. Anyway, we've got our ace match here on Pillars of Gold. We'll try not to get sidetracked by Star Trek too much. Yeah. Too much more tonight.
I mean, we'll keep coming back to it though.
It will, yeah. Ultimately,
I mean, I still think it was wrong that Janeway killed Tuvix.
Right, especially since he didn't want to die.
Yeah, I know. Like how of all the decisions, that one's probably the worst. Like
but then you look at it, but then they were pretty thankful afterwards, though, weren't they?
I don't even know that they were.
That's true. All right, SCV getting murdered there, and that's the last action we're going to see for 10 minutes. So back to Star Trek. No, I'm just kidding. No, we do have a reprint. This is a bit closer of a map here as far as the push across is concerned. I don't know. I really just don't have any predictions for this one. This could go either way. Yeah,
we're going to have to see what they even start with. You could come down to an early type of attack. Well, not super early, but like a mid-game type of attack, crippling one of them. Because I think it was early loss of bases that held Jensiiibot in the first game. Mm-hmm. And even though he killed one of ANIbot's bases first as well, Jensiiibot never got to like the full-size economy really. Yeah. And but then in the second game did. And then the all cyclone decision, basically, instead of tanks. And we were talking about that right after the first game. The way that you play tank on tank is totally different than the way you play tank on anything else. And having to have no concerns about where the tank siege up for Jensiiibot's side, made that one a lot easier.
Yeah. ANIbot chose the 2-base defense strategy, right?
Yeah. Sure.
2-base push. 2-base push. Yeah.
Okay. So that is early aggression. Jensiiibot does tend to be fairly defensive early on. But with that said, it actually doesn't look like he overly is this time. As it's teching up quicker, there's no bunker in front this time. So, yeah, it's not being overly defensive this time, right at the time that it might get pushed on. Although ANIbot is making a bunker despite the fact that it said it was going to do a 2-base push.
That's right. It pushes to its natural.
Yeah.
It didn't say where it was pushing.
That is true. That is true.
Okay, so we got a move command to the command center. Oh, okay, it gets new commands. I like seeing the different color lines. So it's like, okay, once you're done attacking, move here. Once you're done moving, attack there. It's kind of cool to see the pathing. You know, there's a plan for that Reaper, and he's gonna get a nice scout. Finds a nice little path behind the mineral line, and actually evades a whole Marine hit squad here, sent to get him. The security guards are hot on his tail, but he's gonna hop down the ramp. Oh, is he gonna get pinned though? Is there another Marine? Oh no! The corner! Not the corner. I thought we were past that phase, Undersword, where the Reapers don't get caught anymore.
You would think that, but sometimes it can be confusing.
He found that sweet spot, that perfect little nook
Yeah.
in the map there.
Is there any chance that ANIbot was predicting that there's going to be a 2-base push on him? Because this is not consistent.
Yeah, maybe that's what he meant by he was predicting Jensiiibot strat, not his own.
It's quite possible.
Well, I mean, as it is just 2 base for both these bots, and there's a Raven getting close to finish up, so we might see a little push out.
Yeah.
Out of Jensiiibot. That's not unheard of.
Exactly. Yeah. Reapers coming across, having second thoughts, getting into a duel, and backing up. Yeah, and as they kind of group up, just kind of waiting, neither of them expanding to a third base, is we have to ask ourselves, why did Janeway keep Harry, Kim, and Ensign for like 9 years?
Because he just wasn't ready.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would have demoted Paris and gave him his spot in
Paris
subordinate.
at least got things done. All Harry did was whine.
That is true.
Complain about how he couldn't do things. That's why he
Harry
didn't
was a whiner. Harry was a whiner.
I like Harry, don't get me wrong.
It's good
He
man.
was a whiner.
Yeah, definitely was. He was
Who else?
kind of. They wrote him as like an ineffective Geordie.
Yeah, kind of.
That was his character. Yeah.
Well, and there's also, who was it? Was it Julian Bashir? Somebody was basically just there to be negative and be like, no, that can't work.
Yeah.
Is that, maybe I'm thinking of somebody. There's some character. Ooh, get out of there, Reaper.
I liked when they had Andy wanting the Lord God. I hope people see that.
Demoted to the
Yeah.
He was important for Tom. Tom needed a friend.
Yeah, Tom needed a friend, and Tom needed.
He was a good friend. You got to give Harry that.
Yeah, and I think Tom needed Bolana so that they could be mad at each other and leave everyone else alone. That's it.
True.
But I feel like Chakotay was a better captain than Janeway was.
Sometimes.
Chakotay was always right, and Janeway wasn't.
Well, that's why he was first officer.
Yeah.
All right, another death there, splatter on the ground.
And we get the
ANIbot finally is going to be pushing out. This is a 3-base push, ANIbot, you liar.
Yes.
Telling us you were going to do a 2-base attack.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, does it count as a third base if it's not done yet?
Technically.
It's a 2-base push with a third base.
Yeah, usually a 2-base push implies a timing where you don't get a third, but it's possible.
All right, here we go. JensiiBot's in position, though. This is a really, really good defensive position for JensiiBot. Even if ANIbot gets down to the low ground, can't really push up into the natural of JensiiBot because these tanks are kind of covering that. I guess you could find a little opening, but he won't because he's going to attack into this. Ooh, JensiiBot repositioning part of the army. What a good spot to defend here. There is no way ANIbot's breaking through this. No way, no how, especially with that anti-armor missile. Man, this tank positioning out of Jensi is just so good. And he's constantly updating it as well. Getting him into the higher ground where ANIbot's trying to go and maybe find an opening. But nope, that ground is now perfectly covered. Tanks are going to start going down for ANIbot. And yeah, I think JensiiBot has held this easily here.
Yeah, definitely looks like it. ANIbot's still with the higher army supply technically, but he's not going to push into this. And most of ANIbot's army also isn't here. It's kind of trailing back already. It's interesting that ANIbot does quite routinely simply give up the right to the sky. That it's JensiiBot that's controlling with Vikings and Liberators and everything. ANIbot makes no attempt basically at all to contest that, and everything's on the ground.
Yeah, and that's kind of last game we saw too. Just the high ground vision. Even in the first game we saw it a bit too. JensiiBot's high ground vision is just giving those tanks such an advantage. Yeah, it's very important. And here we go. Marines are going to stim forward and try to get some Cyclones here, but the Cyclones are so damn fast.
The sensor tower here is an interesting thing from the point of view of a bot. I wonder how they respond to the sensor contacts.
I'm sure it just counts as like vision, right?
I guess, but it doesn't know what the units are, so I wonder how it treats it.
Doesn't matter as much, especially in like this TVT scenario. You just see, oh, he is coming here, especially with the movement we've seen out of JensiiBot. No. It's all about positioning. It doesn't matter what's coming in. If JensiiBot's in a good spot to receive it, it'll die. You know. So I think it's more so about that.
Yes, yeah, most likely to get ready for some sort of attack.
Just to be in the right position, because the positioning out of this in this game especially has been so good out of JensiiBot.
Quite true. Quite true. Indeed. Yeah, exactly. It is hard to I feel like ANIbot is making the stuff required to take over the air from the ground, but isn't actually deploying in a way that is able to do that. Whereas JensiiBot controls really well, both on the Liberator and Viking front, to make sure that you're not going to be able to get close to it. Here comes a push across here now. The Thors really do work well as an addition, not just because they're good anti-air, but because they kind of tank a lot while the rest of the army gets in position. And that is going to go down.
There we go, big stim in bio versus bio, but the tanks are in ANIbot's favor this fight. Liberator is going to get in a position, and a lot of Vikings this time out of ANIbot. ANIbot has really adjusted its composition to be able to deal with this a whole lot better than the last game. And yeah, the air control is... I don't even know who's going to take it.
I think with the Cheeto cannons, it's a little harder to say.
Yeah.
And now walking into the Marines here.
Yeah, the Marines are going to seal it. Seal the deal. Yeah, the Marines. Oh, and JensiiBot trying to defend on multiple fronts right now. There's just kind of battles everywhere at this moment. Vikings in the sky shooting each other. A push in from the left coming from ANIbot, but JensiiBot has a lot of tanks being G'd up, and ANIbot's got to keep going north if he wants to get any army into JensiiBot's base. So you're not going to be able to break through this position on the right here.
Quite so. Quite so.
You just can't break him. JensiiBot is indestructible right now. Just pushing back ANIbot at every single turn. This is peak TVT Undersword.
It really is, and with this sort of like spread out fighting too, the upgrade advantages really kick in as well.
Yes, yeah, and JensiiBot has that upgrade advantage at the moment, especially with the bio. And that's really what we're seeing, taking a lot of these little skirmishes. It's just these little hit squads of bio are going to be able to push back even more Cyclones now. Is this the beginning of the end for ANIbot? It is looking really good for Jensi right now. 200 to 180 supply roughly.
Yeah, but the army supply is still within range.
Yeah.
And of course, JensiiBot's not the one pushing in yet. Until you have a successful push in, it's hard to be convinced. You've got to be able to get on your opponent's side, get sieged up because you can easily lose 40 supply while doing that. But definitely JensiiBot is well established like in the previous game, but the compositions are way different.
Yeah, there's ANIbot's going to try to get a little bit of map control once more. JensiiBot does just pull back, and we'll go on the defensive once more and just kind of keep that lead, I guess. These Vikings are being quite bold here, because I think there's plenty of Vikings out for JensiiBot to be able to take this. Yeah, especially with a Cheeto cannon. What is that even called? Anti-armor missile?
Yeah.
Is that all it's called?
I think it's just officially the Cheeto cannon, but yeah.
Yeah, it's better. Cheeto's better.
Yeah.
You know, I actually don't even really like Cheetos. I like Cheetos Puffs and stuff, which is something about the consistency of a Cheeto.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I like
styrofoamy a little, and
I like old school, like, cheesies. I don't know if there's actually there's a lot of brands that have them, but I like the puffy ones.
Ooh, a little Marine donation here. ANIbot is going to kind of hold control of the middle of the map a little bit. 3 Thors are going to be able to take a fight, and 1 Thor of the 3 will go down, I think, yeah. The Marines are forced to retreat, though. The Vikings for ANIbot are standing strong. And this is just chaos. JensiiBot with a counterattack as well down at the very south. Marines coming in will be able to kill the orbital. That's huge. No defense there whatsoever. JensiiBot is going to put his tank on the high ground there and gonna just destroy that tank on the low ground, right? Is it dead?
It did. I assume it did.
No, it's alive still.
Yeah, it's got the high ground vision, so it's the damage.
It's like 1 tank versus 10 here, and he's holding strong because of that those few Vikings for ANIbot. That is huge right now, I think. Our resupply is actually dangerously close right now for these 2 bots, and this still could go either way. Yeah, 1 mistake can change everything here.
This is going to be really interesting. ANIbot is deviating into battle cruisers.
Oh, yeah.
If you could get air control and get battle cruisers out on the field,
that's going to be huge.
That is a huge turning point, especially if JensiiBot ends up with, like, its army split up.
JensiiBot's been so reliant on tanks, too.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
That's going to just die to BC.
Yeah, and he's kept the Viking count down enough that the BCs are viable. There's still a lot here, but he's making his own 5 Vikings with from ANIbot as well. And the Yamato cannons, if he's good with the control, to dive in and take out 1 Viking, 1 tank at a time. But is he going to lose too much before this happens? And here comes the move in to the base.
There's 1 battle cruiser. Yamato's not done yet, though. And we could see it get picked off. It will probably teleport out of here in time. Yep, there it goes.
A lot of damage to the Vikings while they were baited on that BC, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of the battlecruiser's purpose sometimes, is just to absorb a lot of that damage while you rest air control with the rest of your Vikings there. Oh, man, this is so close, Endersword. This is insane for a game number 3. Just these 2 are so evenly matched.
Yeah, these are quite intense.
Oh, man, these Marine hit squads are so key, though. JensiiBot with just the moves right now. ANIbot is kind of relying on just brute forcing his way down the middle and trying to take a good engagement. But JensiiBot with the strats is going to be able to deny a lot of mining. And at this stage of the game, that's a pretty healthy base still. Oh, no, he's going to even get into this one, too, as he pushes down the middle. So there's no response to the Marine hit squad. Is he going to kill that orbital? He does. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, is able to take it out here as his main army comes down this other entrance.
He's doing it. He's picking apart ANIbot a little bit. Oh, my goodness, it's so close. But the air control is still in ANIbot's favor, so it's really hard to say just how this fight's going to go. The Marines are doing a good job, but they need to get out of here. Go home. You cannot push up there anymore.
Yeah, if he can muster up a couple BCs, like more, and start getting like 3 or 4 pushing with the Vikings, then he might be able to really turn this around. But he's lost a lot of economy now. 2 functional bases there taken out in a swift succession. Vikings.
We haven't seen any Widow Mines.
Yeah. All right. This is a bad engagement for the Vikings.
For whose Vikings?
For the red ones. The red ones that suck.
Yeah, they're dead.
Yeah. He evens it out a little though. Again, he's not.
That was his air advantage, though.
Yeah.
Now the battlecruiser. Well, now he's not even going to make battlecruisers just because he's too busy making Vikings. You know, he's got that 1 original. But that's it.
Yeah, he needs to get more.
Oh, and the My brain just stopped. The Matrix.
Yeah.
What is it called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interference Matrix.
Matrix, yeah.
That was huge.
Oh, no.
Hits it on the Yamato. Yamato doesn't even get to go off. JensiiBot is starting to crush through 123 army supply to 70. I'm so excited. I'm hiccuping right now. Oh, I think he's done it, Undersword. I think JensiiBot has finally broken through. I did really like the battlecruiser idea in the transition, but the Vikings, when they got picked off, there's just no support, and then you just can't build more battlecruisers because you're too busy rebuilding Vikings.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of an unfortunate scenario for ANIbot, but JensiiBot with the moves, with the Marine backstabs, killed multiple bases with those. At least 3 in this game alone. And just with the phenomenal army control. And this is where I feel like we see JensiiBot just always win, is when JensiiBot's attacking on 3 fronts at one time, or able to do, those little hits from behind and stuff.
Yeah, it was the Marine hits that were super effective this game. At least took out at least 3 CCs on their own.
Yeah, it just slows ANIbot.
Everything. Yeah.
So much. Wow. It's not over just yet, but it is double the army supply for JensiiBot. Worker count still pretty much dead even, but the bank for Jensi is just so much more. There's just no gas for ANIbot. That is the real killer right now. He's relying on being able to build forts and battle cruisers and all these very gas-heavy things. But he's just got to content himself with Marines, Marauders, and Vikings at the moment. That's all he's got. Does he still have that one battle cruiser? Is that still floating around?
No, that did die.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It died to while it was Yamatoing. I thought my brain was like for a second that it was teleporting, but no, that was. No. Yep, that's it. JensiiBot will be moving on and will be scrapping ANIbot.
Great series. Yeah, great series.
Oh, phenomenal.
I would suggest making minor updates to ANIbot.
Just a couple little things, but still solid play out of both these guys.
Yeah, definitely not a. ANIbot has shown probably more growth this season than it's one that has always done like cute and fun stuff, and now all of a sudden it's like
it's up there with the top dogs.
Yeah, it's this versatile monster. So it's gonna lose here, but it's definitely vastly increased in its abilities.
Oh, so much. Oh, and just to be able to go toe-to-toe with Jensi like this for more than 20-minute games every single time. And yeah, each one was a little bit slow to start, but by like the 10-minute mark, it was pretty much non-stop action in all of these games once they got established. So to be able to do that against JensiiBot is very impressive. So well done, Savelos, but JensiiBot will be moving on, and we'll maybe see you next season. That's it.
Yeah. There comes the GG. There is a hidden base down.
Oh, I'm lost. I don't have a base anywhere.
Yeah.
Tries to fly it away. GG. Wow. Yeah, that was I think our closest series of the season so far.
Yeah.
One of the, if not the closest. I know Ketroc's had a few really close ones too.
In a lot of ways, that was also the context between the two bots that seemed like the most similar in fighting style. Both of them were sending out small detachments to do different things, splitting up their army, working as a group, like slightly different unit compositions on each side, but like just very similar abilities overall.
Wow, that was a series.
Pretty good.
All right, we've got one more coming up tonight. It is Fidolina versus ThreeWayLover, and I think this is going to be a phenomenal ending. Both these bots, top tier. Fidolina, it was all the hype all season, is now on the verge of elimination. But so is ThreeWayLover. So we'll kind of see what happens here.
ThreeWayLover, always a surpriser, Wayne.
Yeah, ThreeWayLover changing its whole strategy, though. I wonder if let's see some of the updates here. Yeah, no, it still shouldn't do that. The third base location natural.
That's the clincher.
That was the clincher.
That's what won last week. Yeah, that's what won last week. So ThreeWayLover has always been like kind of our original sniper or trickster sort of bot. And what does it have planned against Fidolina? Only time will tell. And will it make a difference that because you have to plan out for the rest of the tournament at this point, it doesn't mean it's a slightly less hard sniping against this particular bot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm liking some of these updates I'm reading here. We got a second to talk about. So yeah, for ThreeWayLover, he turned off defensive micro when maxed out. So we're going to see if he can get up to that maxed out position. We're just going to see attacks. He's just going to go. So that could be good. It could be bad. We'll see how that turns out.
That does, the phrasing of that seems bad. Like, when maxed out, will not defend self.
But that's the thing, though. So, but if it loses one unit, will it then all of a sudden start defensive micro?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see on that one.
I remember that in like early seasons that there was like that type of coding of like, once we're at 30 mutas, we will attack without concern, and then it loses one and then they run away.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was must maintain 30.
Well, it is time, Endersword, for our last best of 3 of the night. A TVP to finish things off. Fidolina versus ThreeWayLover. Let's get into it right now.
Fidolina. Yamabushi's ThreeWayLover.
This is the best music in the game, by the way.
It's the best one, except for the Golden Armada song.
I don't know.
That and the version of Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
That's definitely good too. We've got 2 metas in the upper bracket meta is the no portrait meta, and the lower bracket meta is like the best pictures ever meta. Like
almost though, but Ketroc made it through on the upper bracket. He's got a really cool image.
Yeah, he does. But True enough. He's got a cool image, but it is Game of Thrones, so it's gonna fade in the last season.
Ooh,
he's like
ominous foreshadowing, perhaps.
He's lucky we don't have a ProBot season 8. We just keep recounting
every 3 goes through.
Yeah. So
anyway,
still in the books. Yeah,
we are here for our final match now. I'm smelling something. Maybe like some Gruyere or some Swiss, perhaps.
Goodness.
Oh, what is this?
Great.
That's right, Proxied. Oh wait, so I thought it was going to be Proxy Reapers, is what the notes say.
Oh,
But this is
Proxy Marauder.
Eclab.
Proxy Marauder. Proxy Marauder probably more effective against the Protoss if you catch them off guard. And yeah, it is going to be the old concussive shell play. And yeah, unless you defend this super well, then yeah, you're
You
sure.
just die.
Yeah, you're dead.
Well, yeah, because especially with the concussive shell, probes can never do anything about it.
Yeah.
Unless you like somehow get us around. Yeah, once you get up to about 3 Marauders, I think is the key point there. If you can hold off that 3, then you're good. But
The Stargate is the play in a lot of ways, but
yeah,
with the one vulnerable pylon, that becomes pretty tough. He's only.
Do you think he'll snipe it?
No, because they don't seem to. And he only made the 1 barracks, and the second.
I thought one bot did. I thought we saw a bot sniping pylons.
Yeah, I think some do know, but I don't know. Yeah, oh, this low ground pylon's kind of weird, but that's okay. It's going to be a while here.
Oh, he's going straight for the units. Yeah, this stalker's dead as hell.
Yeah.
Oh man, what bullies! They just pin him up against the wall and beat his ass there. He's done. This one's good.
Stalker at least is going after the weakest one. Oh, he almost got it too, but that would definitely hurt a lot more. The fact that there are a Marine or 2 mixed in with this might make a difference. He doesn't have the money to start the.
No.
He doesn't have the gas for it.
No, he does.
Gas.
Wasn't it 100 or is it 150?
100 now? I thought it was 150, but I know they lowered it, so maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it is 150.
Yeah.
Either way, he's building the Robo facility, and that's not going to help. Yeah, he actually builds another Stalker here, and
So it shows a lack of awareness of the situation.
yeah, I think Fidolina's done it here. The worker line is just gonna die, and that is one of the quickest games we've had.
Yeah.
How long was the Ketroc game 3? Was that I didn't look at the timer on it. The SCV rush. It had to have been like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. It was probably longer just because it took him time to kill. Yeah.
He'll be able to see his death better than anyone.
Yeah, that's it. You gotta watch. He can tell the future Protoss what happened.
Yeah, definitely some situational awareness could be used there. Build a void, build an immortal, anything but an observer. But no, this definitely was a nice cheesy build here, and it does prey on the you're not ready for an early attack, which ThreeWayLover was not. And what?
Dude, go back.
What are you doing? Okay, there it goes. You had to get the tanks.
Gotta get the tanks.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a Robobit. There might be an immortal popping out of there anytime soon. There it is. GG Fidolina with a quick game number 1.
Yep.
Start things off. ThreeWayLover needs to, I think, get ready because Fidolina's in it for the win. He's just going to attack.
That's it. It was shaping up to be like our longest night ever. It might still be, but but it looks like Fidolina's trying to buck that trend.
Yeah. Hey, it can, we've seen it work time and time again. Sometimes bots just aren't ready for that really early. We saw it at a Micro Machine last week where he wasn't ready for the bunker, the early bunker, and just kind of that early pressure we've seen from a lot of bots. They're just not ready for that rush. So it's still a very viable strategy.
It is definitely good. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those all or nothing sort of things that if you're caught with that, you can't really, you can't micro your way out of it or anything. Like the concussive shell shuts down your ability to do that. It's almost impossible.
Oh, and stalkers are the worst thing in the world to hold that, and you just kept building stalkers. So.
Yeah, unless you had happen to have a sentry coming out.
Yeah,
that's basically it. Yeah. So.
Well, we're going to get game number 2 loaded up, and we might see a different strategy out of Fidolina this time. I did see some Banshee talk, perhaps, so we might see a little early Banshee rush. Ooh, some proxy Banshees. There's so many things you can do with Banshees. We'll see. He's going to try to get that early winning, but if ThreeWayLover can just get out one Void Ray, I think it's going to be a lot different of a game here. Just one Void.
The question is to Willie if he does the same sort of thing, because he's made, like, the fact that he made the Robo right after is kind of
an observer.
Yeah, even if you gave him a little time, he wasn't necessarily going to do it. And unfortunately, we see that a bit too. There's a few bots that kind of do the I'm going to go Gateway, Cyber, Stargate, Oracle, never use the gate again.
Yeah,
and that's it. So who knows?
Well, we're about to find out. Game number 2 is ready, and we'll see if this is our last game of the night. Let's dive into it.
Fidolina.
This might be a quick one, Endersword.
Might be.
Yamabushi's ThreeWayLover.
He's doing that cheese.
He's out there living his best life.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, gonna put it down. Is things gonna be different this time round? So I don't know though.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, so Gateway, gas started. Will they get a second gas? Will make a little bit of a difference.
It's all in that void.
He does get a second gas, yeah.
He needs a void, Endersword.
Yeah.
That's it.
Concur.
All right, well, while we watch the potential inevitable demise of ThreeWayLover, let's talk about our finals. I am super excited for that. Make sure you all remember, as this could be our last game here, join our forum so you can stay up to date with everything, including when our finals is. We'll have the time and everything posted there. and that will be 2 Saturdays. Wait, this Saturday and then 3 Saturdays from now, from this Saturday. No, 2 more Saturdays from this Saturday.
Just say a number.
December 12th, we'll be there. Hopefully you all will too. And but it is looking like Fidolina, unless there's some miraculous change out of ThreeWayLover and maybe get an early void or something, it's looking like Fidolina is going to be one step closer to that final day.
Yeah,
and it's living up to the hype that it's really gotten this season. It's really put on some aggressive builds and had some phenomenal play. And I think it's only dropped like 1 game. Yeah, it dropped the 1 game against Micro Machine, and I think that's. Oh no, and then it dropped the one in the upper bracket as well. Yeah, it got knocked down in the upper bracket, didn't it? Yeah, in the first from BenBot, who's kicking ass right now. But
heck yeah.
Ooh, Ben. Oh, okay. So is that going to be the? No, because BenBot's that way.
Yeah, they're flipping. So
BenBot's in the upper. So yeah, no, never mind. They won't.
So here come the 2. The Stalker is out up there on Old High Ground.
Well, it's a little bit better of a spot for the Stalker. See if he gets bullied again or if he can get away. No, walk backwards. Quit walking forwards.
He insists on not doing that. I don't know where it's trying to escape to.
I think it's just trying to get to low ground to kite away from the base. Is my thought.
Yeah. If that is its thought, it needs to change its thoughts.
Yes.
That doesn't make sense. So with the Robo already underway, he's again not going to be able to start the Void Ray, and that's going to be
it. Yeah. Fidolina's not messing around. Oh, one Stalker does. We're going to see a Marine kill at least. There we go.
Yeah, boy. Moral victory. Okay.
Yeah, this Marauder's going to chew him up, though. Oh, what's that? You think you're tough, Stalker? Okay. Not on Marauder's watch.
You just wait until this Observer's out.
Oh, wow. Actually, the Stalker would have taken him had that Marine not shown up.
Truth.
Yep, that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our next spot moving on.
Bam. Get wrecked.
Well, the Observer's here. You better leave.
Yeah.
Better get out, Fidolina. But no, well, this was a very quick series. Unfortunately, we did not get to see ThreeWayLover shine. Once it gets into that mid game, ThreeWayLover is a formidable beast. Yeah. So Fidolina definitely preyed on an early weakness here. And good advantage. Hey, it worked out. A win works.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Fidolina move on. GG. We did it, Endersword. That is all of our games for the night. All our best of 3s. We know now who's moving on and who's been scrapped.
You do know that.
ThreeWayLover's out. ANIbot is out. But we've got Jensiiibot, Strelok, Spiny, and Fidolina all going up against each other next week. And then BenBot and Ketroc waiting in that winner's bracket final.
Yeah.
And that is going to be exciting as well. Ladies and gentlemen, this has just been a phenomenal season of ProBots. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as well. Go tell all your friends about it because it's not over yet. We've got 1 more week next week. And then we'll have our grand finals after that on that Saturday. And yeah, so next week, what are we doing? Are we doing just the lower bracket here? And then we'll have our Final 4, right? Yeah, for the finals. Yeah, so next week will be just Strelok versus Jensiiibot, and then Spiny versus Fidolina. So next week will be a quick one, just a short 2-series show. So hopefully we'll see you all there, and we'll find out who will be moving on and who will be our top 4. So we do have our top 2, BenBot and Ketroc, are guaranteed in the top 4. What? Oh, I thought Draco was saying there was no top 4. I was like, what? Nope, there is a top 4, and Ketroc and BenBot are in it. And then we'll decide next week who will be joining them. And yeah, this is going to be great. And then again, we'll have on our finals our humans versus bots show match. We do have some hard work going on behind the scenes, getting these bots ready to fight against humans. So that hopefully will be a nice one this season. Hey, if they're playing anything like we're seeing in these games, we're going to have some exciting close matches, I think. Depending on who we get, obviously. If we get some GSL pros in here, then it might be a little bit biased towards the humans. But either way, it's going to be a fun time. Hopefully we'll see you all there on the 12th. Endersword, what you got? What do you got for us? Anything?
I mean, those were good. Things are getting really good. And I think we're also starting to see new contenders for like anti-human
A little bit.
Like, it's always been Micro Machine, I think, has been the best anti-human thing, and it's still up there. These like marine run-bys and stuff like that are starting to get to that really dangerous against humans level.
Well, even that proxy marauder there, if you're not ready for that, you're just
you could just die to that too.
You could just die to that as a human. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. We are about to wrap up and do our post-bot show. So if you're a Crown Club member, you can hop in and check it out, or you can watch it later as a VOD. Either way, we're just going to talk about the games coming up next week and, you know, show some clips and highlights and that kind of thing. So definitely come check it out if you are able. And if you're not a Crown Club member, you should become one, because they are the awesomest. And we're going to run a shout out for one right now because they're so awesome.
True.
Let's do it. He's ready. Simon, thank you so much. That is the author of Tier. Thank you, everybody else as well, for being a Crown Club member. You do get an ad-free viewing experience on the VOD if you have our Patreon membership there. So definitely check that out. You can also get a YouTube membership and get access to cool emotes and that kind of thing. Make sure, if you guys haven't yet, hit the little thumbs up button to help us out on YouTube. It goes a long way. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, definitely check out all the links in the description below for everything we've been talking about tonight. If you want to make your own bot, if you want to get on the SE2 AI Arena ladder, that's what it is, AIarena.net. You can check out the ladder where all these bots come from and get your own bot made and up on that ladder. And it'll be exciting to see some new bots. Every season we seem to get a whole batch of new bots in here. So the competition is getting fierce, Endersword.
It is.
It is getting fierce.
Quite fierce.
Good stuff. Well, it's going to be great. Next week, we will have 2 more best of 3s for the last bit of our season before our finals. So hopefully we'll see you all again there, 7:30 p.m. Eastern here on ESChamp for Season 3, our final day. And yeah, that's it from us. And we'll see you all on the post-bot show, and we'll catch you all next week. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.